I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
What are you? He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
What up? We are in the building. It's Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up your hard hats, tie up your work boots, pull up your big boy pants. We are in the building with a loaded lineup. Carolina Panthers insider Sheena Quick joins us this morning. Give us some updates on Bryce Young and the possum-eating wideout, my main man over there in Carolina. We're going to dive into that. Plus, we got the 8th grade phenom to-be high school quarterback who's already received Division I offers with his father to talk about why they're staying put and not taking the bag and going to the private school here in California. So we're going to dive into that as well. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We are loaded today, so it's going to be a big show. So pound that like, and appreciate you popping in here today on this Workbook Wednesday. We got a man problem in America. Listen good to this one. Don't just hear me. We have a man problem in America. Maybe the entire world has a man problem. Men such as Tory Lanez, guilty before innocent due to what women said he did to her. Men every day are tabbed as misogynistic in the case of Harrison Butker for speaking on how his household operates. How funny how he was judged for talking about his household and not anyone else. But guess what? We have a man problem. Men falsely accused of assault when the women faces zero consequence whatsoever and are allowed to live their life as if nothing ever happened. We have a man problem, people. Men can change sex or claim to be a woman to play women, and no women come forward to stop it. Women blame men for not attending WNBA games. They blame men for being underpaid in soccer and how underpaid they are compared to their male counterparts. We have a man problem, people. We now can allow a woman to have sex with us at 15 years old, but then are tabbed the victim. And adult women are finally being arrested for it. But this is what you choose to arrest them for? By the way, contrary to belief, just a little science lesson, little biology lesson. A boy who has to get physically erect to have sex, just throwing that out there. So he's not against it, people. Miss me with the bullshit. We have a man problem, people. Men now advocate for women to coach them in flag football and paint our fingernails while dressing like a woman as we walk into the arena. The guy that had a triple-double with 0 turnovers last night, player of the day, walked in looking like a girl. We have a man problem, people. Men are now the betas in the relationship and look to women to be the breadwinners. Yet the woman looks down at the man and tells him he doesn't carry enough weight. Yet when he goes out and gets the job, then he's too busy. Yet when it is his time, he can't see his own kids. Will have to give up his own house, money, and pay for 18 years. Anytime she sees fit to file. Bam. We have a man problem, people. But what do I know? Before I bring in Smitty, Bailey, show me my video real quick of a man problem. So to read this text right here, this father said, you know what? We got a man problem. I need to get something off my chest. Yesterday, my stepdaughter graduated and I wasn't invited. I've been in her life since she was 4 months old. Married her mother when she turned 2. I've been there, consistent, showing up, providing love, blah, blah, blah. And basically, long story short, this man wasn't invited to her graduation. We have a man problem, people. So he took her off her insurance. He took her off everything because he's been paying for everything. And then guess what? She invited the biological father to the graduation she hasn't seen her entire life. That is what we have in this world, in this country, a man problem. Trust me. Take it from me, the horse's mouth. Take it from my boys in the chat who can't see their kids because guess what? We have a man problem, people. But what do I know? Let's dive into it, man. My main man, Far East Sider, new Naptown Pacer fanatic. Not a Laker fan at all anymore. He wants to fly back to Naptown since the fair weather fan himself. LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, and now Tyrese Halliburton jocking. Caitlin Clark's very own Indianapolis Big Smitty.
Naptown, stand up.
Hey, you hype now, homie?
What?
You ain't been hype all year. Now all of a sudden.
Naptown, baby. At the end of the day, I'm Naptown. You don't know anybody who reps Naptown bigger than me. You can't name one person who reps the city bigger than me. So at the end of the day, always been a Lakers fan. Still am a Lakers fan, but I'm always support the hometown team. It's big for my city. We're generating so much money for my city right now. And everybody go back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2001. Bailey wasn't even thought of last time the Pacers was in the finals. He'd never even seen him before. He don't know Reggie Miller. He don't know Jalen Rose. He don't know Travis Best. He don't know the Davis brothers, Antonio Davis and Dale there. He don't know Rick Smits. So this is a legendary moment right now that's happening right now. And to have Reggie Miller calling the game while it's happening, sold out crowd, gold and blue all around, hell yeah, I might have to fly home for a finals game. I might have to, homie. I might have to. It's legendary stuff going on. But listen, it's the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. I got my main white boy right here with the all red on. So, and of course, it wouldn't be us without Big Fesh, Go Blue, Quinn, Pac-Man, Boston Richie, G Wizzy, my cousin, WDC, Chris DeBono, and Souls of Thought.
McAfee wanted to raise his hand and tell you that he's a bigger fan than you are, and he's not even from Naptown. He's from Pittsburgh.
We have adopted McAfee in the city, and he's a huge supporter of the city. So you're not going to
won the game. He won the game for you last night.
He didn't win the game, but I do love this video. I know Babe was going to save it, but at this point, we've already talked about it, so we might as well go and play it right now.
He won nobody.
Nah,
never
that's
heard
my
of
homie. That's the voice of the past.
Nobody knows B Swift. Nobody knows B Swift.
Everybody in the city of Indianapolis knows B Swift. That's a fact.
I knew McAfee.
Stay in your lane, homie. Stay in your lane, homie. Talk about Compton. Talk about Riverside, where you live at, 4278 Riverside. Don't talk about Naptown business. Stay where you at, homie.
Ben Seller's woke, liberal.
Nothing.
Him and De Niro.
You contradict everything you say. On one hand, you say, when I was growing up, we didn't care if you were Republican or Democrat. We didn't even talk about it. We just talk. We went to the barbershop.
You know what? I brought that up.
He's woke. He's far left. I can't watch his movies anymore. I can't watch his TV shows. He's a Democrat. Oh my God. I want to see all that shit. Who cares? We're talking sports right now, homie. Keep it separate. Divisive.
Hey, I said that because I know how McAfee operates. He'll have Ben Stiller on the show today after calling them sons of bitches out of here because they all know he's cool. So he'll be on the show today. Spike Lee or somebody will be on McAfee today. Want to bet?
Triple H, yeah.
Know that he called out last night.
I think Triple H will be on the show.
Who?
Triple H, my favorite wrestler of all time.
Who the fuck is that?
You so old, man. You don't know anything, bro. I carry this show. Keep going.
Nobody cares about Triple H.
Triple H, homie.
Well, whatever. Anyway, Smitty, we got a man problem in America. I know you heard my eloquent lead in. We got a man problem, homie. And it's real. It's real. You believe Tory Lane's innocent?
I wasn't in the car, but I will say.
By the way, I didn't know who that was either. but I think he's innocent though. Everything I've read.
I wasn't in the car, so I can't say.
You what?
I wasn't in the car.
What does that mean?
I wasn't in the whip with them. I wasn't in the car. I was in the truck with them when everything went.
It happened in the car.
Yeah, well, there's in the car, and they pulled over where allegedly there was an argument with two women, and then there was a lot of chaos, and then boom, the foot gets hit. So I don't. It's just it's tough.
That mother got 10 years for that though.
There's only like 4 or 5 people that was in the car. So
I've never seen 10 years for that.
That's crazy. Number one, but number two, out of process of elimination, there's only so many options, right? And so it's like okay, if Megan said he did it, you would think she had clear-eyed vision that he did it. But from my understanding, his prints or something wouldn't even like when they examine like either the gun or the shells or whatever, like his prints was even on it. So it's evidence that doesn't align with that.
They're not, yeah.
And it's like why would Meg just lie?
Yeah, Diddy got him. And why is all the other people out of it? Why are they mixed? Why are they just clear?
It's a weird case. It's a weird
man.
case.
That shit crazy. Didn't he get stabbed up?
Things like it, like you know, sometimes when someone can be wrong about something, and like we call them a liar, but like in their head, they're actually like they think they're telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like you could be passionately wrong about something. I almost feel like that's what Megan is in right. Like I don't think she's deliberately lying. I think she really believes that Tory was the one who did it.
No, I think she's lying. I think she set up. I think that's a Diddy thing. I think Diddy's so deep. We said it last week. Diddy runs everything. Like Diddy runs the whole country. I mean, like that motherfucker run everything. Did you see the girl came on? We can't wait till Friday. Lauren comes on to give us the new week.
Real?
The new week every week, huh?
That's my favorite segment now.
The new week on the Diddy trial, but like I guess what someone came on Stanley yesterday and blasted Cassidy.
Really?
Yeah, another girl, whatever, one of Diddy's assistants or something. So
I gotta check out Lauren's Twitter. I've been so busy last couple of days. I had to go to her Twitter and see the updates.
You ain't done nothing.
Hella busy yesterday.
All you did has been watching Pacers game.
Had to meet with Paul yesterday, do some business. But yeah, that's
man. It's really a shame that Halliburton is so. I love watching him play because I think him and Brett Brunson are kind of old school.
Yeah, both of them.
But then he walks in though with like a girl. I'm just still shook from that. I can't shake that. I'm glad Barkley called him out. I can't shake that dress shit. Like I just don't understand.
I didn't see what he had on, so I can't comment.
It's like a man's top, but then the bottom is like a capri dress or something. I mean, I
didn't see the bottom, but Halliburton, man, hey,
and like girl shoes.
Halliburton won the championship, man. He got the keys to the city. You know,
you want, homie. Gotta win, homie.
Even the great Reggie Miller couldn't.
They got no shot against OKC though.
Huh?
I don't think they have a shot versus OKC.
Nah, man.
I like them though. I like their long perimeter wing players. I like that they got good role players. They got good role players. I like that fact. You got two bigs and that actually one has a championship DNA, and the other one Miles Siakam, but the other one
nice.
But Miles Turner can get you 30 on a given night, though, and he can be a difference maker. So, Miles Turner is a big, though, that you don't have the luxury of having both of those guys. We'll see. I don't know because OKC has two long-ass 100-pound bigs. Yeah. So I think, that motherfucker skinny as shit, homie.
He's super skinny, but he's nice though. I mean, the difference is SGA. SGA has been unstoppable all year, so that's their biggest thing. Like. But the good thing about the Pacers OKC to me is the best matchup because of everything you're saying. Like the Pacers have the depth to match up with OKC. Any given night, you don't know who's gonna ball out for the Pacers. Like one night is Neesmith, the next one is Nembhard, the next one is Siakam. Then Halliburton go drop a 30-point triple-double with no turnovers. Then you go like so that's what makes them so dangerous, and they run. So that they can keep up with that young team OKC. So it's gonna be a real good series. I know we're speaking ahead, but both of those series are over. It's 3-1. It's a wrap. Like Knicks is done. You're cooked. I know baby girl was talking trash on my Instagram. I don't know if she's in the show right now. But baby girl, put your Tim's on, walk back to New York. It's over. It's over. I told you it was gonna be over from the jump. You don't want to listen. It's over. Put your Tim's on. Matter of fact, take them off, put them in the closet till next season. Go ahead, JB.
Well, let me see here real quick.
We chill. It's our show. We do what we want to do. Man, I was sleeping so good this morning, y'all, and I want to get up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My bed's so comfortable. And a lot of times I fall asleep on my couch watching TV, but I got up at like 1 a.m, went to my bed. Ooh-wee. When that alarm went off, I almost was about to text JB, say, hey, you got it solo today, brother. But I went in and came in here for y'all, fans.
Oh, shit. What did I just do? Oh, yeah. My bad. You know what we're going to do? Because we got that 8th grade phenom QB at 7 with his father. My buddy who's the head coach cannot come on because I had to be like, dog, you're gonna get cracked. Because the kid's not yet his hit, technically. So they're gonna get him. Yeah, they'll get him for like tampering. So he can't do it. So he'll be. Yeah. So it's all right. He talked to his principal.
I make sure.
Yeah. He'll be on. He'll be on with that. But you know what? I forgot he asked me, and I didn't think about it. So what we'll do is, since Steve Kim's traveling to Vegas, Smitty, Steve will join us about 15 minutes after they jump on.
Like 7:15.
Yeah, and then we'll have Sheena Quick, Panthers Inside Scoop artist extraordinaire at 8. Yeah. So we'll
really the only chance we got to kind of take a deep breath, I would say, is like if we wanted to, 6:54, we could do a quick little go there, move my car, you go get some coffee, take Ash out, kiss him and hug him, all that wishes you be doing with him, come back, boom, and then we'd be good to go for a while.
Yeah, we're good. I can go straight up through it. But yeah.
Remember 7 to 8:30, I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? You know, every now and then. So last day.
Yeah. Got you. Let's get to quote of the day brought to you by BetUS. Powered by BetUS. Head on over there today. Use the promo code Coach JB. It is T-Wolves OKC. Is that a finale game? Was that going to be it? Or is it a wrap? We're going to find that out. Then the hockey's getting interesting. The Doyers, Hotani hit his 20th Major League Baseball leading 20th home run last night as they smoked the Nationals, I believe, 9-3 or 9-5 or something. So we got all that going on. Ohtani, man, crazy. 20 home runs, and he's about to start pitching, Smitty. So, can't wait for that. Smitty, the quote of the day: the best math you can learn is how to calculate the future cost of your current decisions.
Oh my God.
The best math you can learn is how to calculate the future cost of current decisions.
Ding, 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 ding. Top 5 alert. This one of your best ones in a long time, homie. You took time. Nah, David, you hating, David. I know you my little cousin.
Really evaluate them. Like really like too wordy. Some motherfucker too short.
This was hard though. Like some of y'all just not
break it down. Break it down. I know you macro.
So I gotta break this shit down, y'all. So listen, a lot of us took math growing up. We had to. Some of y'all was in basic level. Some of y'all, like myself, was in calculus and everything in between. But that don't matter in life.
I took math fundamentals.
See, that's all he took. And that's okay.
I took it in like the. Did you have those back? Did you have like the what are they? The cubicles?
Yeah.
The made up classroom in the back. Like that's for the retards. I took that.
Okay. Hey, to each his own. You learned something. 2 + 2 is 4. 3 × 3 is 9. But that don't even matter in life. The best math you can learn is how your current decisions are affecting your future whereabouts. Like what happens in your future is determined on the decisions you make today. So like what's his name? Cabin Black's Barbecue LLC, Jesse U LBC, TC. Everything you do today is going to affect your tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So if you plan on buying that house, or you plan on buying that car, or getting that woman, The decision you make right now, not going to the gym, not holding yourself accountable, not being disciplined, not eating right, not having a spiritual connection to anything, that's going to affect what happens down the road, y'all. This is so powerful. I can really talk about this for like 2 hours straight, but I'm gonna stop right here. This is powerful. I love this right here, JB. Great way to start the show off.
Contrary to Belief, brought to you by BetUS as well, Smitty. I'm trying to match that. They hate me because it's easier than beating me. Contrary to Belief.
So hold on. David Smith said the quote today was too long. So you countered that, came back with CTB and said something that was so short but so powerful. Boom.
I shook them right now.
The whole chat is exploding right now. You on fire right now this morning.
They're shook right now. They don't know what to do. That dude that said it too wordy, now he's like, fuck. He don't know. He's probably just going to leave the show or member up, or I just block him. So he's got 3 options. They hate me because it's easier than beating me.
God damn. I know that's right, homie.
That's the truth.
So true.
They
tried to beat you for a while. They tried to beat you, but once that didn't work,
they tried. They've been trying. They keep it.
I'm just hate on them.
They still are every day. What do you mean?
Damn. They still trying, homie?
What?
I thought they gave up.
Every day, homie. They ain't gave up. They don't cancel culture vultures. Don't give up. Put those cayenne in my water.
Oh, okay. So that's why you on one this morning, because the OG Vincent said coach is on one today. It's the cayenne. The cayenne did that, OG.
The what?
The cayenne.
What's cayenne?
Cayenne.
Is that mixed? Is that cognac mixed with cayenne? Anyway,
Doctor, you got 5 minutes to become a member. You're gone.
5. I give him like 2.5.
You got 2.5 now.
Smitty, let's dive right into brass tacks with the poll question because I can't wait for this. We'll make it quick because we got a lot of topics. We got 7 o'clock guests. We got commercial at 6:54. We got what's happening now, Smitty on the right. We got fucking BPS. We got hell yeah, hell no. Fucking jaw
real talk of jaw jacking.
We got Mexican people shit. Word of the day.
Right after the show, unpaid.
Ghetto word of the day. Like, we got all kind of shit.
You got to go do all the smoke with Matt.
Let's dive right into it. The WNBA viewership will drop significantly over the next 2 weeks. Fact or cap? Go.
Cap.
Oh, my
so
God. Why are you not being real?
You know Kendall Clark, my favorite player. Come on now. You know that.
It don't matter. You don't keep it real.
I don't keep it real.
Let's bet $5,000. Let's bet $5,000 live right now that I guarantee the WNBA viewership is dropping major. I'll bet $5,000 right now. Let's go. Nah, because you got to stop bullshitting. I bet you $5,000 right now that this motherfucker plummets. And y'all going to keep bullshitting about this ain't the fucking face of the league. Stop, homie. Let's bet it. Bet it up.
I don't bet my own stuff that I can't
Nah. Stand on business, homie. 10 foot. 10 toes down, homie. Stand on it.
It ain't that deep, though.
See, that's what I know. See the chat? Everyone just realized that's when you know Smitty's trying to play both sides. He knows the fucking real. Smitty knows the real. He don't want to say it. We know Caitlin's not the best WNBA player. I agree with Smitty. It's what's her name?
Asia Wilson. It's not even close.
That's fine. But she ain't drawing dick.
A lot of players.
She ain't drawing dick, though. This white girl runs the league, homie. You know what Asia Wilson should do? She should Venmo Caitlin Clark today and say, you know what, girl? Thank you for getting us paid. Because, like, let's be real. So should the dude, Brittany Griner. So should fucking, what's her name? The other dude. Like, them motherfuckers need to Venmo her today. Keep it funky. You know that. I know it. Everybody knows it. So the league will plummet. Now, the question is, since you've already agreed to me, because you know you didn't want to bet, so you know it's going to plummet. But now I have a real discussion with you. To what cost? 50%, 25%? 15%. I'm going to go with I say about 35% plummet in the next 2 weeks. Yes, Darnell.
It'll be like 8%, but let me go back. You brought up Aja Wilson saying she should pay Caitlin Clark for the viewing.
The whole league should. Nah, I apologize. I want to apologize in advance. The whole league should pay her.
Okay. Well, the Las Vegas Aces, just to give you some context and some facts and not opinions, the 2024 season, which was last season, the Las Vegas Aces sold out every single game. Facts, with no Caitlin Clark on the team. That's an actual fact. Last year's WNBA Finals, the series, every single game between the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty with no Caitlin Clark present, the viewership increased every single game up. Every league, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5. And their last game drew in a record-breaking crowd. No Caitlin Clark. So what I'm trying to say is this, Jason. We're not naive. We understand how big of a draw Caitlin Clark is. We understand that she draws the biggest crowds. I understand all that. But she's not the only draw. And you're only saying that because you're a novice. You're not even a novice fan. You're not a fan at all. You just know Caitlin Clark's name and you know Angel Reese's name. That's it. That's pretty much it. You couldn't even name the best player in the WNBA until I helped you out. So that's why you shouldn't be speaking on certain things that you don't know of. I don't speak about golf. When we have a golf topic, I let you eat because I don't know what I'm talking about. Because in WNBA, you're wrong 90% of the time. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw. Duh. Everybody knows that. The most Eddie Manyweather knows that. But she's not the only draw. So back to your $5,000 bet. The reason why I'm not making that bet is because I do think it will be a slight decline, but words matter. You said a significant decline. That's what threw me off because we got to define significant.
I gotta murk you, man. I gave you opportunities, but you really didn't want to do the real research. You came up with some bullshit stat line, just dismissing the fact of my point that this white girl right here is the reason why attendance is up, why viewership is up. And let me give you some fact-based data, homie. So 2024, Caitlin Clark was what? A rookie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. So guess what the WNBA finals last year were? The highest attendance in the history of the WNBA. Why don't you go the year before Caitlin Clark? What were the finals attendance then, homie? Let you do the research on that because I have it in front of me. You want to do it and tell the fan base?
This is your take. Go ahead and use it.
Okay. So before Caitlin Clark joined the league, guess what the WNBA finals attendance was, homie? What was the viewership like, homie? And guess what? Caitlin Clark wasn't in the league. And guess what? She didn't do last year in the finals. Didn't play it, did she? She didn't
exactly, motherfucker. So why am I watching the Ace and the Liberty for Caitlin Clark when she's not even on the court, homie? Stop.
Oh my God, homie. Do you not understand what I just said?
No, I don't.
Without Caitlin Clark, Micro, the league is shitty. With her, the league is better. It's not hard, homie. Like, the bottom line is the 23 data shows you clearly how low of attendance it was and the viewership was with her in the league,
already
homie.
Improving, though. She was already improving. Caitlin made the shit spike higher, of course.
I don't understand why you won't. I don't get why you just don't say it. Why won't you just say it, homie? This is the draw. Like, come on, homie. Like, this is the draw. Like, it's already. We did an IG short.
No,
come on, homie.
Serious no. Your whole argument to start this thing off was that the next 2 weeks, the league is going to see a significant decline.
Yeah,
you predicted
like it did before her.
30%.
Just like it did before her.
Not playing right now, right?
Just like it did before her.
That's what you said. But then on the same breath, you're using last year's statistic of the NBA Finals and saying how huge of a jump the Finals had compared to 23
yeah,
seasons.
Before her
was not present in the league.
Before her.
But she didn't play in the NBA Finals. So now,
it has nothing to do with it, Smitty.
Let me cook. So last year you're saying just her presence of being in the league increased the Finals viewership.
Yes.
But now though, she's still in the league, but when she's injured for 2 weeks, it's going to do a big decline.
Yes.
It don't make sense. She's still in the league, homie. So the viewership can still be high because she's still in the league. Her presence is still amongst the WNBA, whether she's playing or not, according to you, sir. So the rate should still increase. Am I wrong?
Hold on, homie.
I'm cooking this. You don't know what I just said.
No, it's actually horrible, and I feel bad for you and embarrassed. The problem is, do you realize she brought fan base to this league? Is that not hard to understand that she brought an entire fan base, homie, with her? Holy shit. Like, Rio, you're retarded. Shut the fuck up. You're fucking 8 years old. She brought an entire fan base, homie.
Thanks, Rio.
Holy shit. She brought a whole base with her. What do you mean?
Then why is the viewership going to drop the next 2 weeks then?
Because she's not playing. They don't want to watch.
Like, you understand what I'm saying?
You don't understand what I'm saying. So if she's not playing for the next 2 weeks, what does it do? Is it not pre-2024 finals without her in the league or not? Oh, okay. That's so. Like, it clearly makes zero sense on this.
You're
you
not
make zero sense. I mean,
like, I know it's you feel good, but like,
no, we did a short video that kind of got some traction, and I said she is the only draw, and everybody in the chat cooked you because they were just killing you on the comments because they know that's the fact. She is the only draw. She is the only draw. She's the only draw in the WNBA. Let's keep it real. Is she the best player? I agree with you. No. But is she the only draw?
She's top 10 right now.
Yes. She's the only draw, though. That's the bottom line, homie. You can say all that shit you want. Y'all can talk about who she plays for and what the team is and all that all you want, homie. Like, when are you gonna? When are you gonna? Like, no,
Angel Reese, say what you want. I'm just being a fact. Angel Reese has a huge fan base as well. Like Taylor Clarkson, man, huge fan base. Angel Wilson got a huge fan base.
Is she sustainable? Keep it real, Smitty. Keep it real, Smitty. Is she sustainable? She's fucking horrible, and we all know. We've seen it on purpose.
I don't care about.
She's horrible.
Right now,
come on,
you
homie.
Don't like her, whatever. I'm just giving you the fact.
I'm not about liking her. She's horrible.
She has Chicago.
She's a horrible player. She's not a good player.
She's
not a good player. She's not a good player. Like, you can talk all you want. Don't sexualize me. I'm gonna do a fucking titty bar.
Even basketball,
you can say whatever you want, homie. That's what I'm making your point. I don't give a shit about what she's doing. I'm talking about basketball. She's a horrible player.
Number one leader in rebounds.
Her own.
14 rebounds a game.
Her own miss.
That's still a good thing. Well, I don't understand why I keep saying
that. It's not a good thing.
If I keep getting my own rebound,
it's not a good thing.
Motherfucker, 2 points is still 2 points. Rebound is still rebound.
She don't score though. She don't score though.
Get the rebound.
She don't score though.
Yeah.
Homie, she had 6 points, 12 rebounds. Fuck you talking about? You act like she's out here fucking dropping 30 and 20. Stop.
We're talking about selling out crowds and bringing in fan base.
Hey,
that's what she does.
Ask Dennis Rodman. Ask Dennis Rodman.
Come to watch her play.
Her team's getting beat by 40 burgers, homie.
She has 10 points and 14 rebounds.
How good are you with getting beat by 40? Like, how good are you, homie? How really good is she if getting beat by 40, 30, 20?
Jason, you're trying to confuse the fans right now. I'm not going to let you do it. We're talking about she brings out a crowd.
Homie, keep it funky.
It's a fact, Jason.
Smitty, ask Dennis Rodman. Can you ask Dennis Rodman if it's easier to gauge? If you go ask him if it's easier to gauge his own misses on a rebound than it is someone else's, please. So we can find out. Why can't nobody else do it then? The greatest rebounder ever. Ask him.
Why can't nobody else do it?
God damn, homie.
I'm gonna ask you. Why can't nobody else do it when they miss?
The micros is unbelievable because she misses more than anybody. She misses more than anybody. She has no game. She has no mid range, no three, no shot, no free throw.
I don't think people get that rebound.
She's horrible. She's horrible. Come on, homie. Anyway, back to the topic. The decline will be tremendous, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
We'll see. Of course, you're here for it. Women.
Well, I want to know where all the women are today. Are you guys going to come advocate and push the WNBA today, or what? I've been waiting for you guys. I still haven't seen the women come forward. Oh, my bad. Anyway, we'll move on. I guess we'll forget about that. But let's dive right into it, Smitty, because I know we got a lot to discuss before 7 o'clock. I won that 1-0. All right. Start grading this motherfucker. We'll start taking score on this shit.
Cardi B's new boyfriend, NFL star Stephon Diggs, the Patriots' newest weapon, is going viral for flirting. Well, that's what the people are saying, flirting with other women on the same boat that Cardi B was on. Check this out.
Ja Rule, banger. You think those girls paid for their student loans yet?
It don't matter.
You think they got a?
I know a lot of people who didn't go to college who's very successful and good people and good human beings.
You think they're working on the 401k plan?
I love how you judge people when you want it, when you decide to, but then we have certain guests come on here and you don't judge them.
I judge everybody.
Be consistent.
It's not judging. It's just asking questions. I asked you a question.
Yeah,
homie.
but you asked a leading question, homie. I'm not an idiot.
I asked a what?
A leading question. Look it up.
I want to know something. I want to ask you something. What is that? What do these boat parties get you other than a video on Instagram? Like, is everybody out? Because I did macro with me real quick. I'm confused. I guess it's a young thing because I never was into the whole thing. I used to turn down these little bullshit parties like this because there was nothing to it. It's trouble. It's trouble. Let me break it down because I've seen my homies get in trouble because, well, we have a man problem. I was just telling you earlier. But what happens is, the wrong one, gets woo down low, and then she finds out, and then she comes out later and then claims something against that man, and then you have this huge problem. Unless everybody's fucking on this boat, I'm confused as to what really do you get out of this other than an Instagram story, pictures, videos. Because is everybody fucking? Like, is Stefan Diggs fucking all these bitches? Like, I'm curious because I'm just trying to ask. I just want to ask. Like, this bitch been over. Like, that's what it is. It's a clout thing, homie. It ain't shit.
I mean, I'm just confused. It's just the irony. And someone who goes on his yacht 3 times a week.
I don't do
post videos.
I don't do this.
Story in his feed and
I'm gonna ask you a question. Why you putting it on me?
What's it called? A speed racer? Whatever the fuck you just
got. What does that have to do with this?
I'm saying
I asked you
every single week. Except yo, you got a smaller and you have big people there.
You really pissed me off. You're micro this morning. You're not macro at all. You're very micro.
On the boat. What you
very, very micro. I asked a specific question. Why are you even asking me about what I do on my boat? I don't do any of it.
They doing, but you're judging.
I do this. I don't do this lame ass, goofy ass shit, homie.
What are you doing?
I asked you a question. You still haven't answered. What do you get out of this?
What are they literally doing?
I want to know why. My question to you: what do you get out of this, other than making videos?
They're having a good time. They're not doing it. They're having a good time. They're having a boat party. This
motherfucker still haven't answered me, but he turns it on me riding a jet ski.
No, it's bigger than that. You're literally you talk about that yacht like that's the only thing you talk about. But then you
so
talk
what?
about
So what? That has nothing to do with anything. I asked a question.
So that's my point.
But I asked you a question. What do you get out of this particular thing? One dude, a gang of bitches. Are you? I asked you, homie. Are you fucking? Are you? What's cracking out of this? That's all I asked you.
If they want to fuck, sure, but you don't have to. Everything's not about fucking. They're just having a good time. They're young people out here. They're on a yacht. They got food, snacks, drink. They're dancing, listening to music. They're having a day party on their yacht, probably for the holiday, for Memorial Day weekend, just like you. They're having a party on the yacht. That's it. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I went to a rooftop party in Hollywood on Sunday. What did I get out of it?
You young.
I hung with my friends, had a good time. We had drinks. We had food. You said what?
You young, that's why. All right,
okay, you're young. Stefan, we're the same age.
All right, let's dive into the topic. Give me the topic.
Be reaching. This is the topic. React to it. This is the topic.
Well, don't he have some coke or something?
I mean, I don't know. You gotta tell Bailey to jump in. I mean, in the description that Bailey wrote, it says handed them pink cocaine. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that with my name because I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't be putting that on my name and saying I don't know. I don't know.
It look like headphones. I have no idea. I don't know shit about it.
It is.
I have no
I ain't
idea.
go out here just say that. That's a strong allegation against a player.
I just don't get the incrimination of all this shit. See, that's what I'm saying. Do that and don't film it then. If you're gonna do all that, do it and don't film it so you don't have people out here speculating. Like, that's my issue. Like, if you're gonna do some shit like this. So anyway, the topic of the story, the moral of the story is Cardi B apparently is his girl, and he's flirting or flirtatious with other females. So that's the topic of discussion. Apparently, that's everything. That's what all the tabloids are saying. Smitty.
Cardi B's on the boat. Like she's like whatever. They just all he ain't married, whatever. They talking, they having a good time. They like it ain't that big of a deal. People like to make a big deal out of no deal. The reason why it's even a topic is because it's Stephon Diggs. And a lot of people don't like Stephon Diggs because of the stuff he does on the field and him yelling like this on the sideline or throwing his helmet. So now we've used that and use that to define every single action that he ever does.
I think the non-members in the chat, I think, are the dumbest humans I've ever heard. Like, she's on the boat, JB. Like, some of you are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever heard. What the fuck does that have to do with him being flirtatious, homie? That she's on the boat. Are you that fucking dumb? Like, seriously. The topic is he's flirtatious. We already know she's on the boat, you fucking retards. You know what, Bailey? Show me the video that these fucking chat members need to see. These people in the chat need to see the video that I grew up on and what we need to get back to. This needs to be our new commercial for everybody that's in the fucking chat. Take a look at this fucking commercial right here, because this is what a lot of you fucks, especially you non-members, need in your life. A real commercial that tells you what you are. Take a listen to this.
What would you say if I told you I was mentally retarded? Will you believe me? Will you turn away? There are 6 million mental retarded Americans who need to be helped, who can't be helped. Who's helping? The ARC, the Association for Retarded Citizens. They helped me. Yes, I am mentally retarded. Build the ARC. When you give help, you give hope.
Oh, fuck! I missed the 80s! Fuck! Ah! I missed the fucking 80s and 90s, homie. Fucking, well, we had real men and fucking real women and 2 genders. Fuck! Ah! I wish Smitty could have lived it for just one day. Ah!
I grew up in the 90s, homie. We ain't gonna never get rich, though. That's why I've came to that realization.
Huh?
We ain't gonna never get rich. I just kind of came. I was just like, I was other day. I was like in a deep dive mentally. I was like really like doing like my chemistry and like my math and trying to like figure out like how to break through. That moment right there that just happened on this show, that let me know. I just came to the realization. Those 7-figure dreams, them 8-figure dreams, out the door. I could just throw them dreams out my brain. That was the moment.
I thought you speak life on your death.
I'm speaking realness today. It's the real show on planet Earth. And I came to the realization. That was the moment that right there that just
that's normal now, homie. That ain't shit. What are you talking about? But me on IG with fucking Tech 9 and fucking 9s on my podcast is cool. They'll get paid, right? Get the fuck out of here.
No, they won't.
Me, homie. That's
they won't. I didn't say that.
They do everything now. They do everything now.
They don't get paid.
Everything.
Something don't mean they getting paid. The money I'm talking about.
What you mean? I'm your boy.
The money I'm talking about, homie.
Come on, your boy Whiteface gets paid, homie. Stop.
Who?
Whiteface.
I don't know who that is.
The dude yesterday, the fat nobody.
I don't know anybody who fits that category.
You know the guy that did Whiteface that you were all excited about yesterday, homie.
Not sure who that is.
Your boy Lou, what's his name? The fat boy Rusky, homie. Anyway, we got a lot going on. Listen, apparently that's a recreational drug called Tusi. That's what everybody's texting me. I don't know what that is. South American psychedelic. We call it the pink cocaine. I have no idea what it is.
I'm not going. I ain't saying that. That's what they said. I'm not saying shit.
But back to the topic though, like the video itself, the addressing the video itself of him talking to other females, being flirtatious. One girl grabbed him by the neck and stuck his tongue with his girl Cardi B. His girl Cardi B on the boat is the question. She's on the boat, JB. Fuck no shit. Sherlock's homeboy. The bottom line is the take of him flirting with the other girls.
Stay out their business. That's the take.
Smitty, I give a fuck. That's what I'm telling you is the header of this whole conversation. I give a fuck less what this motherfucker does. He's a bust anyway.
He's not a bust. That's oh, Lord Jesus. Once JB don't like you, he will say anything. Motherfucker will say anything.
Well, okay, what's the word? Not bust. What did I say he is? Just a bit. He's a shitbird. Yeah.
I be having to slow you down sometimes. Cause once you get going, you be spazzing, homie.
Shitbird. I meant shitbird.
Yeah, I know. See, that's why I'm here though. That's why I'm here. Like, I gotta protect.
It's already 6:50.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes, so let's try to figure out. You do one more segment or what?
Quick, homie.
You do one more 4-minute segment or what?
Whatever you want to do, or what's happening now, and some BPS.
Let's do it then, homie. Let's dive into it.
Let's do it. What's happening now? That's you on the right. Smitty, a lot lately about Tyreek Hill. A lot of videos, a lot of tweets. He responds to a lot of tweets when people say, hey, you leaving? You going to you getting traded? Blah, blah, blah. He's always kind of like either trolling you, joking with everybody that's doing it, or he really has some sort of positive outlook on leaving Miami. If he were to leave Miami, I don't think he cares. But take a look. Apparently, he was on another Nobody's podcast. Some guy, Layden Ross or Maiden Ross. He was on his show, and basically the guy Ross was fucking with him, trolling him, and just give me your real gut instinct reaction to how fast, because you're a good judge of character, right? How fast Tyreek Hill responds. Take a look.
They're saying you got traded.
I want eye contact.
Let's go. You're lying. What the hell? Dude, hold on.
Oh, shit.
Smitty, he does this a lot when people bring it up, though. I've seen him on Twitter. Yeah, that motherfucker didn't hesitate at all.
Look at his face. I mean, he's teasing.
Yeah, because you know why? Probably like, I don't know. He had more kids and touchdowns last year. He probably like trying to figure out how to get that figured out with the alimony on top of the child.
Well, he has a quarterback, unfortunately, that stays hurt, and we don't know what.
So you think it's real? He might want to bounce.
Hell yeah, he talked about. Remember the end of last season? He left the field like late in the game. Like it was like the game was over. He left, and he got interviewed, and he basically was given a sign that like I don't know if I'm gonna be here. Like he damn near said it. I don't remember the exact.
He been saying it.
But like that specific end of the season interview. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He damn near was just like, and then he tried to clean it up, but he was like, "Nah, I'm probably ain't gonna be here."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is normal, and I just think he wants his numbers, and he wants to win. You got to think he came from Kansas City. He came from a guy who was giving him the ball at ease anywhere on the field.
His numbers haven't fallen off at all.
I know, but the problem is the injury, though. The injuries with Tua.
No, I get it, but I'm saying his production, though, hasn't dropped at all.
Last year it did, because
a little bit.
The year before it was his best numbers, right?
Yeah.
The problem is, though, even you and I talk about it. Every time Tua gets hit, I'm like, I kind of fold up. I don't know. I look back at it all, Smitty, as like, what a shitbird. Like, it's not just him either. It's like the league, that this is what teammates, let me just use that word, teammates have become, like in football or in sports. Like they become I, me. I just don't understand it. You got the money, you got paid twice. You'll probably get another contract, I'm sure, before your career's over. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand, homie, how, like, to me, if I saw that video, I'm like, well, fuck you. Get out of here then. Like, if I'm the rest of the Miami Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, to me, this is a new thing, though. This isn't just Tyreek Hill, by the way. This is a lot of cats. Like, this is how the whole professional or I guess athlete in general. I'm going to go back to high school and everything else, since we got a guy coming on the show here in about 10 minutes. Like, I'm real curious about this one, because we're a real show. We get a real guest on. I think we got an interesting one to have on here at 7:00. That's going to tell a story of this new athlete and why these guys are fighting. I guess that persona, or that what's the word? I guess that I don't know. I guess persona is the word. They're fighting that. They're fighting that actual. There's a word I want. What the hell is it? Mystique? I don't know. What's the word, homie? I'm trying to.
Word of the day. Word of the day, homie.
What's the word, chat? Throw it out there.
We got some BPS, though. This cat played with prime sexuals at Prime University last year, I believe.
Colorado.
And it's funny, Smitty. I want you to take a look at this because you know this better than anybody. You know the whole skit that
Key and Peele
made years ago, right? With
this is legendary. I was a big Key and Peele fan. You know, for those who don't know, they had a popular skit show. Obviously, I think it was on Comedy Central, but one of their popular skits was making fun of just all the crazy ass names.
So this is real. This is real.
This is a real name. So Arizona State wide receiver name is Montana Lamonius Craig, and he signed with the Steelers today. And literally, this name was from a Key and Peele, I think, skit based upon the picture I'm seeing. Unless they photoshopped that name on here, which maybe they did. But regardless, this is some funny shit. Montana Lamonius Craig. Is his actual name.
So Key and Peele did this take, I don't know, how long has it been? 15 years?
It's been a minute. I was in college watching this.
So that means that this kid's got to be older than, I don't know. We got to find out when
That's
that
what
was.
I'm saying. The thing I need to know, Bailey, is did they just take the picture from the actual skit and then put this name there to make it seem like this name would have fit? Or did they literally take the name from him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Timing wise, though, like you said, he has to be like 20 at least, right? 21.
Yeah,
it wasn't that old.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it is now, though. It might be now, though. I don't know.
It's not that old. It's 2025. It wasn't.
Yeah, let's say it could have been in 01, 02, 03.
No.
So you're saying it came out when you were in college?
Maybe.
Or you saw it in college? How long was it out?
I was in college 2012 to 2016. We can look it up. Why are we over here fucking arguing? We can just see what's up.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. You know how to do that better. So that means he would have had to have copied the name.
Peele started January 31st, 2012. So that's the year
the whole show started.
That's when it started. So that's the earliest point could be that point. So there's no way it took it from here unless he changed his name or something later.
Yeah, that's a kid's real name though.
Yeah, that's the real thing. That's
the kid's real name. That's it. But we're trying to figure out is that actually. But I remember that name specifically. I remember the Key and Peele said that name.
Lamonius Craig.
Yeah, don't you remember that? Don't you remember that shit?
But it was so many crazy names that my brain could be like. It sounded like it would have been in that skit though. It do sound like it.
Yeah. People.
By the way, a factor cap. This player, he used to play at Colorado before Coach Prom. So I had to make sure I know. A lot of times you say this bullshit.
I already knew that.
So, but I'm a fan to know that though. If I didn't say that, he wasn't gonna say it. So I had to make sure I correct you.
Hell no,
on air.
Yeah, hell no, I wasn't gonna say it.
You know what I mean? If you disrespect me on air, I want you to apologize on air. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you fuck up on air, let's answer it on air.
I apologize pre. It's like pre-com with the broad.
Quick little break, y'all. Probably 2 minutes now, but I gotta move my car real quick. We'll come right back.
We'll be back in 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
What's up, gentlemen?
Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, side of the road, LA, I assume that's not necessarily the safest place on earth. So we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy than to actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on. Shit.
Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't watch this. Okay. And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
We are back in the building, man. Pound the like, subscribe, become a member. There's over 3,000 people watching live on all platforms right now. Pound that like. We are here on a Work Boot Wednesday on the realest show on Planet ERF. We got someone, we got a special guest popping in, though, man, like no other show will do. And a good friend of mine is a coach in high school, and so there's a little correlation here. But the father and the son, who is an 8th grade phenom quarterback who's headed to high school to play, has options now. In the NIL era, these youngsters coming out of 8th grade and other school and other areas have options now. They can actually go and bid and try to go to other schools, highest bidder, et cetera, et cetera. That's what you're seeing in the transfer portal era in college football. That is what you have. And this one is a morale clause issue for me. I actually love the kid's character, the father standing on business and saying, you know what, we're not here to chase the bag. We're here to get better, be loyal, and play football as it was intended to do. Love the game we grew up watching and playing. And it made me some money. I got a check playing football. It allowed me to see Europe, play in NFL Europe, play arena football. I got to go all over the world. Smitty played at Ball State, got to travel and play in front of Clemson and all these big-time Notre Dame. And this is what football used to do. Now we have stories for the rest of our life. Nowadays, the story is I transferred 4 times in 4 years, and I don't know where my fucking degree's from. That's what it is now. So can't wait, man. Thaddeus Bro and his son, T. Bro Jr., Thaddeus Bro Jr., he is a junior or the second, is joining us, 8th grade quarterback phenom and his father. What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Appreciate you guys hopping in, man. Let me start right out the gate. Are you guys in school? Are you in school now, or is it done? Is the semester over or school over?
I'm done with school right now.
Got you. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, damn, everybody now seems like nobody go to school no more. I was like, shit, nobody ever in class no more. Shout out, man. We thank you for coming on, man. Coach Eli gave me a little rundown, and we won't dive into too much personal stuff. I just want to make sure. I just want to dive into like your take. We talked on the phone. I'm interested to hear your take, man. The whole overall ball of wax here is your son has options. He's already got a Division I scholarship offer. He wants to basically say, you know what? I'm not going to go chase this bag. I want to play for somebody that I trust. I want to get developed by, and I want to play the game actually and not worry about this right now at this age. It's not about monetization right now. It's about development and growth. So Pops, I just want to ask you, what was the mindset on him saying, you know what, we could have took a X amount of dollars to go to school A, B, or C, but we chose to go here, and we don't really care about the money at this age as an 8th grader.
Well, in this age, you have options, as you already said. And let me start off with saying it didn't help. This is my first podcast, JB. So it didn't help by you saying it was 3,000 people watching.
Oh, you good? it'll be more in about 5 minutes, but you're good.
Well,
you're good.
So just to kind of go over it, we have options. So it's a multitude of schools that's interested in him. We worked out with a lot of the schools, but our decision is based on what school is going to benefit him in the long run. We're emphasizing education. We're emphasizing moral character, integrity, hard work, accountability. All of that, it pretty much plays into the decision, right? So when I'm looking at schools, I'm not only just looking at the football coach. I'm looking at the football coach, and I'm looking at the institution, which is Hamilton at this particular point. We had an affinity for Elijah Asante because if I go all the way back and stop me if you want to, because I'm long-winded.
No, do your thing. You're good.
Right? You're good. No, we want to
back in 2000, I want to say 2020. By 2020, we started working out with this quarterback coach, James Boyd, right? And he would always talk about his achievements. He came out of high school with 92 offers. I might be missing one or two. And he would always talk about his coach and the values that his coach instilled in him. I did a little bit of research, and his coach was Elijah Asante. Well, that's back in 2020. Elijah Asante is not coaching at that point. But, the name kind of stuck with me because of James Boyd. He came out of L.A. Jordan, inner city school, went to USC. I mean, he was the biggest thing going. Fast forward to 2025, we're here trying to navigate this, and, everything's getting thrown at us. Different schools are coming, speaking to different peoples. Of course, we're not talking to any coaches, that we kind of keep that on a straight and narrow. But, I ran across an article by Eric Seiheimer saying that Elijah Asante was coaching at Hamilton. And Hamilton immediately became a possible destination. When we looked at the record of Hamilton, it wasn't appealing. But, I'm a big guy for, get it out the mud. You don't have to go to the best program with the best athletes. You can go to a program that's close to home, that's going to get you where you need to be academically and still be seen. You don't have to be, at these programs that's highly touted and all that good stuff. So when we looked at Hamilton, so Elijah Asante was part of the puzzle, right? Because he had already came highly recommended by James Boyd years prior. But then when we went to Hamilton, I think we went for an orientation back on May 3rd. May 3rd, we went to orientation over at Hamilton. And when I say I was blown away, absolutely blown away. The academic rigor was ridiculous. Business and Interactive Technology Academy, that's kind of built into the school itself. It has an emphasis on career development. It teaches hands-on. When you walk out of that school, at least that's the impression that I got. When you walk out of that school, you are ready to immediately jump into the business world. And he's expressed interest in business as well. So that was kind of like a perfect marriage. Not only did I have a coach that, came highly recommended, I have an academic program that really sparks my interest, sparks his interest. The football program is not the best. However, we're hoping, I'm putting it like this. When you're a number one draft pick, in the NFL, you don't ever go to the best program. the team that you're getting is bottom of the barrel, probably the worst team in the league. You have to be able to take that worst team and transform that worst team in the league into one of the best teams in the league. So, I'm big on adversity. I believe adversity creates a man.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to raise a young man, and I want him to go through that adversity. I don't want him to be in an ideal situation to where he has the best receivers, the best line, and he never has to up his game. I need him to be to a point to where he has to constantly grow and develop in the game of football. And also after football, he's going to have a sound foundation to grow on. So that's kind of like my thought process. I know it's long-winded, but
no doubt. No, I love it. Here's the thing. So I know the boys real well. I've been around them since they were little kids. And I know all of them. I had taken a lot of players from Eli when he was coaching high school, and I was in college coaching. So I've had a lot of Eli's players right out of Jordan. And I took 4 receivers in 1 year. All 4 were D1 Power 5 guys that didn't make it qualify-wise, and I took them all to play for me at Chaffey College, and all did great. One of them ended up in jail for a long, long time, unfortunately, and that's what happens, right? That's what we grow up with. That's what we try to coach out of these cats. Sometimes you can't get it. You can't get through to all of them. I tell my coaches all the time, you can't save them all. So hopefully, this is a lesson to be learned here. But I got to ask you, is he a holdback or no?
He is a holdback, yes.
Got you. Now, let me dive into that. The reason I ask is that a lot of people may not know. So you held him back to get him a little bit. What is as a father, before we talk to the youngster, what is your take on doing that?
Okay, so, I'm a little different when it comes down to the holdback. I tell anybody that I held him back specifically for football. And I get a lot of hate because of that. But I don't ever make decisions without having a way in which to correct it at a later date. So my plan, and actually I missed this part because Hamilton plays into this decision as well. We held him back a year to put him ahead of his class by 1.5 years. And let me explain that, right? The only way I could justify holding him back for football is by making sure that he was well taken care of academically. So, he's already taken college courses. He's completed. He just recently finished his first college course. When he goes into Hamilton has a program to where they actually assist you with getting your associate's degree. So since he is more mature, he's currently 15 years old, he can then jump directly into that program without any issues, concerns, or anything of that nature. And when he graduates from Hamilton, he will graduate. The goal is to have him graduate with an associate's degree. So we held him back a year, and when he graduates, he'll be up 2 years, because his first day on a college campus, he will be classified as a junior if we stay on this path that we're currently on, right? So we have a plan, and Hamilton is instrumental in us actually executing that plan.
Got you. That's news to me. I've been doing this a long time. I never heard of getting the AA in high school. I've done a lot of things. There's programs that you can do. I used to get my my high school seniors about 8 credits towards college so I could graduate them earlier out of JUCO with their AA, because there's certain college classes that they just can't manage, in my opinion, in high school. So like it was there's some dual enrollment options I know that you can do that's going to help the kids. And so I'm glad that Hamilton has that. Eli knows what I used to do as well with the kids in high school towards their AA degree. Now, if this JUCO rule passes, it makes perfect sense that the JUCOs don't basically go against your clock. So all this stuff is going to be very interesting. It's called concurrent enrollment, by the way, is what you'll be doing as a high school player or student in college courses. So T-Bro, what's up, man? What you got going on, man? Why did you say, you know what, I'm going to turn down school A, B, and C just to stay loyal to the T? Like, you learn from your father, you learn from all that, and then you're saying, you know what, I believe in this particular coach about this particular program. Why are you different than all the other 8th graders out here who see the glass, the glimmer, the gold, and they see, you know, Shador Sanders and buying Bentleys? And why are you so different?
Because I feel like at this point, the money doesn't really, it's not a life-changing amount of money. So the money doesn't really change me in any way. It's really about who gets me out there the most. And, you know, I went to all these other high schools, and whether they was offering money or not, it wasn't, they were offering, like, I could be seen, but when I went to Coach Elijah, you know, he was going around, he was introducing me to coaches and stuff. And, you know, with the school-wise education over there at Hamilton's the best. You know, you got people with 5.0 GPAs, 4.8. The programs that they offer is top tier, and they give me a chance to learn early on what it's like to be an adult. You know, courses that I want to take in college, you know, they have courses in that school that will prepare me for that. So,
no doubt. Love it.
I love it too. And to jump in here, man, I think it's great because, like you said, like JB alluded to, like so many people your age right now is, and a lot of it, I put it on the parents more than them, where they're just focused on the money. And you are, I can just hear you talking. You're a mature young man, and obviously you have a great father next to you as well, who's helping kind of guide you. And the money's gonna come. At the end of the day, you have the talent. You're ranked where you're ranked. As long as you take care of your business in the classroom, on the field, stay healthy and everything, that money's gonna come at college, and then obviously beyond college as well, right? So, like, the fact that you even have the mindset right now where you're thinking about the bigger picture and thinking about life after football, thinking about just becoming a man and just the two, I think it's just dope to hear it. It's refreshing. So oftentimes on this show, JB, we always talk about just how this generation, it feels like, man, like everybody wants the handout. Everybody is the second someone says you're not starting, they're transferring to another school. And I know JB joked before you guys jumped on. You guys know there's kids going from like 5-6 high schools just within their 4 years, right? And I think the fact that you're like, nah, like you took the time to like really decide the school for all the right reasons. I'm just giving you your flowers as, you know, as somebody who played ball myself and just looking at how you're moving. Both of you guys, father and son. That's dope.
No doubt. That's the thing. I don't think Pops, you get enough credit. Like, regardless of what anyone thinks, like, you need to go on a tour yourself and hopefully save some of these youngsters, man. Let me ask you this. The fathers, you know, especially 7-on-7, the street agents that are out here in America that we know, we all come across, that all want you to go to their school or their homie school or what have you. Then you get this whole, it's basically AAU of football now with this, you know, travel 7-on-7 and all these different things. And then we have what we call cross coaching, meaning these 7-on-7 coaches want to tell you to do this versus what your head coach at the high school is doing. I used to hate all that stuff. All the dads you come across, Pops, let me ask you, the common denominator is what? The bag, right?
You know what? You have, I want to say you have about, I say it's about 80-20. 80% is about the bag. 20% is about the clout. So a lot of parents want the clout. A lot of parents want to go to these top schools. And not saying it's wrong. Not saying it's wrong, because that's the lane for many people. You know, want to go to these top schools and possibly not play. You know, be on the JV squad and be on the freshman squad. And not saying that's a bad lane, but they choose that lane. And you know, I'm in the stands. I'm in the stands watching these games, and I go to these games and I'm talking to these parents. And the worst thing to hear is a parent saying, hey, look, you know what? We believed in the process. That's my boy on the field right there. He's currently a senior. He finally made it on the field. and he's running a special teams play. You know, that's the stories you kind of hear. But just to kind of go back to the original question, you know, when I'm talking to these parents, most of it is about the clout, man. They want to go to the school that's going to give them the most notoriety. Oh, you know what? This school was 10-1. They just barely missed the divisional playoffs or whatever. You know, and that's not my goal. That's not the way we move. We move based off of integrity.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask you this real quick. I know you see all this because they're there, so you get to see all this stuff firsthand. And I got to ask you, like, how important is it to come in as a starter, as a ninth grader, and get the film? The eye in the sky don't lie, as I always say. How important was that in the decision-making process? Or because a lot of people are going to start as a freshman to a lot of these big-time schools, they find out that they got two, 3 transfers also, and then they end up transferring before they even play it down. So they already went there, and now they're already transferring before they ever play. So that's one issue we see right now. That's why these guys are going to 4 high schools in 4 years. How important is that process right now in making the decision on where to go right out of 8th grade?
In my opinion, it's extremely important. If I'm not going to downplay it, extremely important because how can I say this? As a freshman, you want to put yourself in a position to either one be a varsity player, or 2 be on JV with the expectation of being on varsity the very next year. You know, if that road is straightforward in regards to being on varsity by your sophomore year is critical, in my opinion. If you're not a varsity player by your sophomore year, given the fact that you have this transfer portal, you have the JUCO ruling. I believe that's still pending. That hasn't passed yet, correct? The JUCO ruling?
Not yet, but yesterday they kind of threw a monkey wrench in this whole extended year deal, though. The Pavia kid that went to Vanderbilt, as you know, that was a former JUCO player, got that extra year, sued the NCAA, sued everybody. But the NCAA ruled yesterday or 2 days ago, they ruled that not everybody's going to be able to get the extended year, which I'm not mad at. Well, I'm not mad at it, by the way, because I played JUCO and went through the process. Like, so did you. You played. You understand. We played our years, dog. I'm not for extra years. I don't want T-Bro to be 30 years old leaving Miami. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's why I think football is being watered down, too. And let me ask you this real quick. Like, how important is it to get, I guess, solidified by one philosophy? And what I mean is, I see a lot of these cats, these youngsters who have no guidance either at the household or by a coach or a mentor. And they go and they listen to these street agents. They listen to these 7-on-7 dudes who absolutely know nothing. And then they go and they transfer 4 times. I don't believe people realize that they're getting 4 different philosophies in a matter of 3 years, and 4 ideologies, 4 different ways how to lift weights. Because quarterback's supposed to lift a little different, just FYI. I know you know that, but a lot of cats don't understand it. The weight program for other players, how to tackle, 4 different ways how to tackle. You wonder why we got so many injuries? So, like, there's so much to it. Like, how important is that? Or have you thought about that process as far as I'm going to stick true to this? I'm going to stay right here. We're going to get one philosophy. And then when I go to college, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Is that something that sticks on your guys' mind?
You know what? Haven't really thought about that. But given the fact that you brought it up, I think it's very important. You know, at this age, because, you know, he's 15, he's learning how to become a young man. So we want to try to instill values in him that are going to stick with him for years to come when he goes into college and beyond. So to have him around the right people that's teaching the right values is paramount. I think we're on a road to whereas we are achieving that at this point. But if we take it in regards to football, I want to have him around as many different people to teach different concepts for football. So, you know, we're gonna make sure that we stick with, you know, my goal is to go to Hamilton all 4 years, right? So once we're in, we're not moving around. But in the off season, I think it's important that he actually gets to sample other coaching styles, because I don't want him to become what's called the system quarterback, to where you can't maneuver, you can't adjust, because you were only taught to do things this way, and this other coach wants you to do it this way using different terminology. So I want him to be well-rounded in the football world, but as far as, you know, developmentally, intellectually, I want him to stick with one program and move forward and matriculate the system with that one program academically.
Nah, no doubt. Just make sure they're not the slap dicks teaching you the wrong shit. I'm telling you, don't practice bad habits. You can learn bad habits too, real easy. Let me tell you. Let me ask you something, T-Bro. How important is making a layup for you? And let me explain what that means. 6-yard hits on time, throwing the ball on time, pre-snap, post-snap, you know what's going on. The ball is out 3 steps, and that's a layup for us in the quarterback world. That's a layup. How important is making layups to you before you start throwing 9 balls and what we call scoreboard throws? Everybody wants to light the scoreboard up, but just know that's the most it's the most incompleted pass in football. So I just want to make sure, how important is the little things to you as you go through this process and matriculate and mature?
They're really important, like you said, like the little layups. The layups is the throws that set up the 9 balls, you know, because you keep on hitting the hits, you keep on hitting the slants. You know, they're going to bite up at some point. That's when you hit the 9 ball, because, you know, the 9 ball isn't really completed as much. So you put yourself in a position to where if it's not completed, now you're in a 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. It makes it so much harder, and now you have to go a little longer. But you keep slants, you know, the hitches, you know, you work your way down the field, and once they bite on it, then you try to hit them over the top. It makes it much easier. So
no doubt. No doubt. How are you starting to get in tune with protections and all that stuff already? Understanding like the defense's fronts and understanding like who's who, like who's the anchor, who's the edge, who's the BCCR, who got the flat, all that stuff. You know all that shit yet?
I know. I feel like I know a lot for my age. Not everything yet. I still got a lot of stuff to learn. But
I'm texting Eli right now. Eli, what the hell you doing with this cat, man?
You know what? We haven't had a chance to really sit down with Eli as of yet.
Yeah.
Once we have a chance, I think we're probably gonna try to get to the school maybe about next week, beginning of next week. Hopefully, we have a chance to sit down with him, talk to him, kind of go through his coaching philosophy. At this point, you know, most of our statements are just, you know, based off of his reputation. You know, we've seen him in passing, but no serious dialogue.
Sure. Nah,
gotcha.
People in the chat are like, "Come on, JB, he's 15." Motherfucker, Arch Manning, you know what he was doing at 14? Like, if you want to be the best, you better go figure this shit out. Like, these cats don't want to realize that this is not no game no more. There's millions of dollars to be made in college. You want me to sit around? And there's a reason you held them back. And I'm not talking to you, Pops. I'm talking to everybody in the chat. Like, there's a reason. We held them back for football. So guess what? He's got to be advanced or we're doing it for no reason. So, like, if we want to keep up with the Joneses and Arch Manning and all these other dudes who's making $4 million in college, by the way, I think it's pretty damn life generational changing wealth.
Yeah.
Guess what? I better know the damn front. I better know who the hell the disco and the dice are, Cloud Sky. I need to know who the quarter match player is. All that shit needs to happen already. So when you get to high school, guess what? When Sark walks in from Texas to offer you a scholarship and put you on the board, you know how the hell to write up the front. And guess what? Every day is an interview, son. Every day is an interview. Remember that shit. I'm just telling you. So, man, I can't wait. Listen, we got a Miami Hurricane basically connoisseur in here who goes to all the games, covers it. He's a boxing analyst and covers a lot of boxing. But he talks about this quite often in the 4-year level with Miami players and college players transferring 4 times in 4 years. And he wanted to ask you a couple questions But I want to ask you one thing before he comes on and ask you before we get you out of here. I can't thank you guys enough. How important is it to go to college and earn a diploma or a degree from that particular institution that says, let's say, Miami or LSU? I know you guys are Louisiana products. Is it like, or do you say, I'm going to go to LSU and then I got to transfer because I didn't like it and I'm going to go to Miami and then I'm going to go to Florida State? Pops, I'm asking you, like, how important is that degree having one name on it versus having 4 names on it, I guess?
Well, your degree, whatever school you graduate from, that's the only name that's on your degree. But it's very important to go in, get that degree, and move on, get your master's, because the path that we're on, we're going to have our associates when we get in. So we have a roadmap. I have a roadmap that I'm following. He's going to have his associate's degree when he goes into college. We're going to go to one college. That's the ideal situation. We'll go to one college, and he'll get his bachelor's after 2 years. And then the next 2 years, he's going to be working on his master's. So the expectation is that we get a 4-year scholarship, of course, and he's able to matriculate the system as such and get a free 4-year a bachelor's and master's when he comes out.
No doubt. Steve Kim right here, Mr. Bro, T-Bro. Listen, I don't know if you guys can announce it or not, but the rumors are you have a scholarship offer already, correct? From a 4-year institution.
Yes, sir.
All right. You don't have to say who or if you want to or not, but how important is that as an 8th grader to already have a Division I school offer you, which we've seen the Lane Kiffins offer 7th graders back in the day and all these other things when he was at USC. How important is it already to know I got one school? Now, what is your goal? Like, is that now a relationship building process, or are you worried about stacking offers as we see nowadays? Because now when you walk in that house and sit down and eat some gumbo, how much money you got? You know what I mean? That's what's happening now. So how important is that, real quick, before Steve asks you a couple questions before we get out of here?
Let me take it. That's a loaded question, right? So it's extremely important on certain aspects, and it's not as important on other aspects. In regards to his mental, I think it really helps his mental to know that somebody's out there watching him, saying that he's, he looks like he may be a Division I athlete. Saying that, hey, look, I see what you're doing on the field, keep it going. That kind of stuff, that reinforcement, I think is very important. So we 100%. And by the way, it's Sacramento State that offered him the scholarship.
Yeah.
But that's important. And I think
my boy get up there doing some things. He's getting some things going.
But if we're looking at it in regards to it could be detrimental, because some kids will look at it and say, you know what, I've made it. I no longer have to get any better. I've hit the pinnacle of success. I have offers. So now I'm just trying to stack offers and you're not getting better. So I try to keep him grounded that, hey, look, this is a verbal offer. It's not committable. You can't sign on the dotted line for this offer. If you don't perform, they can easily take that offer back. This is just the college saying, hey, look, I like you. I like what you're doing. You're on the right path. You're great for an 8th grader.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're the best.
And it's verbal at this point anyway, obviously, since he's not in high school. Steve Kim joins us. Steve, appreciate you. He's probably going to try to lure him to Miami, but just take it for granted.
I'm just a fan. I just have a question, sir. Just one question. Have you examined what has happened to Jaden Rashada, in large part because of his father, the situation at Tennessee with Nico Iamaleava, and have you taken mental notes on what not to do and how not to handle a recruitment?
I have, as the father. My goal is, and everybody has a plan, going in, and then you adjust as life hits you, right? My goal would not be to move around like that. Not saying that those guys made a bad decision, because we don't know exactly what went into that decision for the Nikos and the Rashads. But our goal is to make, going in, we always want to make our first choice our best choice. So we put a lot of emphasis on research. I'm going to research the coach. I'm going to research the program. I'm going to research the depth chart. Make sure that we're in the proper lane. And I tell my friends all the time, it makes no sense for Patrick Mahomes, to be on the same team as Tom Brady. Those are two great quarterbacks. So if you make that decision, somebody's going to sit the bench. And it's not because they're not great. It's just because you went with another great quarterback. So the decision that we make, we're going to have to really, jump deep into that decision, and we're going to stick with it.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick for you guys. As you guys leave, I appreciate you popping on here, man. I'm going to get Eli on separately because of the rules and stuff. I'll get him on separately down the road. But let me ask you, I'm the best recruiter in college football history. Fact. But anyway.
It's debatable, but I'll let him carry on.
So I recruited Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Matt Castle, and T-Bro. And you all sign. And T-Bro gets there, and he sees the QB room. That's what it used to be. Just to your Mahomes and Brady comparison. That's what it used to be. None of those guys left. What are you going to do when that happens? Because the reason I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to flip it, I'm promising T-Bro, you're coming here to be the guy, blah, 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 which I hope coaches aren't doing. I would never lie to a kid. And then you get there and you see that I also signed these other three guys I did not tell T-Bro about, because I'm always looking to out-recruit the room, always. And if you're not, you're a fool as a professional, and that's meaning the coach. So T-Bro gets there, and bam, I got these other dudes in the room. Where's the mindset, T-Bro? Where's the mindset? Are you ready to take a cat shit, or are you saying, all right, I'm going to do this, X, Y, Z. I got a plan like your pop said.
I mean, if I get in there and he's three other quarterbacks, and I'm not going to be happy, of course. But at the end of the day, all you can do is compete, try and beat out the next man. So, I'm going to work hard, study the playbooks, get to know the team, build chemistry, and hopefully I can earn the starting spot over those three other guys that he recruited. So.
Hey, listen, man, you're a well-spoken young man, dude, and your pops, you got to thank your pops every day. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I don't have my pops here no more, but thank him, man. He's doing a hell of a job with you. And I got to be honest, don't put your future in another man's hands. Don't do it. If you do, you're going to fail. And the first problem is, to that first question I have for you, who's the greatest quarterback ever to play at Hamilton High School?
Warren Moon.
No, it should be T-Bro.
Oh, well, I haven't played.
Not yet, though. He hasn't played there yet.
You answered it right. He answered it right. Like that.
I'm just trying to get his mind already. Hey, man, we can't thank you guys enough for joining. Good luck, man. And like I said, hopefully we'll have you on again, man, and track you guys' career and future. And I can't wait to see you, man. How tall? Give me your measurables. How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". How big?
25 pounds.
205, 8th grader, 15 years old.
Ooh, he's still growing.
No doubt. Hey, man, Cam Newton-esque. Appreciate you, brother. I'll see you guys soon. Be safe out here.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Be good. Steve Kim joins us on a special Wednesday. He's headed out to Vegas, so he wanted to hop on here.
I like having Steve back-to-back. It's a cool schedule. Just back-to-back. Boom, boom.
That was a very diplomatic answer that father gave.
Yeah.
Arlen Rashada should be called. Child Services should investigate him for what he did to his son's career. That should be an object lesson. He had an $8 million guaranteed deal with Miami when John Ruiz was funding a lot of things. I know a couple of boosters that said, we don't like this whole thing with Rashada. They were very wary of the father. And then the father would come on Miami Spaces bitching and moaning about their NIL deal because the rules were different in California and Florida. And I kept saying to myself, these guys are going to be a problem. Every year they're going to hold up Miami if they're any good. And then he took a $12 million offer from Florida, which ended up being a mirage.
And then Arizona State.
Years later, he's on his fourth school.
Yeah.
a bird in the hand beats an NIL in the bush. Let that be an object lesson.
Let me get both of you guys take on what do you guys think about this holdback stuff? Because listen, holdbacks have been around for a long, long time. I've been dealing with holdbacks forever. We didn't know about holdbacks when I was in high school, but we would. It was called failing the 8th grade because you're fucking dumb. That's what we had. A holdback was a holdback.
Like,
was,
no, for real. Like, no, you're right though. Like that was. When even me, my generation, like nobody literally just held you back. Like it was because your grades wasn't good. You just couldn't make it.
Yeah.
They do that in Texas a lot, though.
No, they do it all over. Georgia, South Carolina. Yeah.
You know what the newest trend is, though? Kids are now reclassifying to actually go to college a year early. They're actually reclassifying, not to hold back, but to actually jump forward as soon as possible. I mean, I remember in 1990 or 91, Eric Zaire was the #1 quarterback in the country. And it was a national story because he basically came early, enrolled at Georgia's senior year of high school, I think in January, February, because he thought he can get the job, which he ended up getting. Nobody did that back then. Nowadays, at least 20 out of 25 kids are going to be on campus before their senior prom. I don't know if they even go to the senior prom. They're just at college now. So,
and to be clear,
changed.
It has. And to be fair, a lot of people are here. My son's only about to be 13 in the 8th grade. Listen, there's 14-year-old 8th graders naturally. I was 14. So
I was 14.
Yeah,
I was
birthday.
13, turned 14. I think.
Yeah. So I'm not. He's not 2 years advanced. He's 1 year. He's held back 1 year. This is Steve. Let me ask you. Dealing with Miami, you see the NIL, you see the collectives. You're a father to a big-time quarterback, 6'4", 215, 15-year-old. Are you holding him back too, though, because you see the football future in this thing? I don't know if I can say no right now at this.
Well, quarterback's a little different. Number one, quarterbacks have to commit a little earlier. If you look at the hat ceremonies where they have 5 hats, signing day, and they say, I'm picking XYZ University, quarterbacks don't do that because they have to lock in their place early. And then once they lock in their place, they have to be that recruiting ambassador. They have to start the group chats. They have to help recruit other players that's going to directly impact them. And also, a lot of times, a team will say, that's your spot. You'll be the only quarterback this class. You don't see a lot of top 10 quarterbacks going to the same school. I mentioned this a while ago. When Peyton Manning went to Tennessee, that was in 94. He was a top 5 player out of Cardinal Newman, I think, or whatever school that was in New Orleans with the green uniforms. They actually had another top 10 quarterback. His name was Brandon Stewart, and he had to battle it out. Miami in the mid-90s, Ryan Clement was a top 10 quarterback, and Scott Covington out of Dana Hills. I don't see that anymore. Basically, if you're a blue-chip top 20 quarterback, I think there's a quid pro quo that basically says, hey, if you commit now, you'll be our one guy. So I don't see a lot of top 10 quarterbacks going to the same schools anymore.
Cisco coaches, obviously, he's in the chat. He mentioned, he said, hey, man, why hold him back if you're 6'4", 215 already?
205.
But again, you can reclassify early. I mean, you can kind of reverse that. Here's the thing about reclassifying as a quarterback. You're always going to run into another good quarterback, whether you're held back or not. Always. And that's my point. That's why I asked that question. I'm like, if you go to my room and I recruited Smitty and Steve and I got all these guys that you don't know about, shit, are you going to walk and leave? That's what we're doing right now. That's what we see all across college football. We're leaving now instead of, and that's why I mentioned that room at SC, Smitty, because that room was all NFL guys. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. So
but again, in all fairness, though, if today's rules were the same back then, I don't know if all those quarterbacks at SC would have stayed. Realistically, probably
no.
Not.
I get that, but I'm saying
like no choice, basically.
No, it was just based on what he said. That's why I was like, it is what it is. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man. I just don't understand with the money and throwing at these kids. I don't know if I would reclassify or not either. I may, but I don't know. It's like Smitty, like Steve said, you're going to have players. You're going to have to battle. So it doesn't really matter.
And you're going to have to compete. I remember Jeff George was the #1 quarterback, #1 player in '86. I remember reading stories about him in Sports Illustrated. He was the golden boy of high school to college football. He went to Purdue. Then he got injured. And then a famous story, his mom came on the field and everyone made fun of it. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I don't know why he transferred from Purdue. He just said, I got to get out of here. He was actually going to go to Miami for about 2 weeks. People forget about that. So he was actually on campus. I know people that saw him there. And at that point, Miami had a commitment from Craig Erickson, who's the #1 quarterback in South Florida. And then it became a story, was Craig Erickson going to go to Miami? And he gave the greatest quote ever. He goes, I'm just going to put it like this. He goes, if you go to a school like Miami, you should expect to compete. I am not going anywhere else but Miami. That, I don't know if it scared off Jeff George, but Jeff George ended up disappearing from Coral Gables. He was never seen again after a while. And Craig Erickson was a part of a couple of national title teams, had an NFL career. You better be prepared to compete. The biggest dynamic, in my view, is if you're taking upfront NIL money, the red shirt becomes very questionable, because if you're Michigan and you've already committed, what, 10 to 12 million for Bryce Underwood, if I'm a booster, I'm thinking, okay, what are we paying for here? Right? I think there's a lot of pressure. Underwood is very good. May not be ready to start week #1, but again, you're already $10 to $12 million in the hole with this guy. Can you really afford to have him sit out a whole year?
Yeah. Cisco, what are you saying? What are you saying, homie?
He's saying exactly what he's saying.
So you're saying that the quarterback left, and that's why this kid's going there as a freshman? Are you saying he wouldn't compete normally? Interesting. It could be. I don't know. Like he said, he's not buying the compete stuff. But anyway, Steve, as you come on this Wednesday, we got a few questions for you. I got to dive into this thing, Smitty. I want you to dive into Hassan Reddick. Full go, because I'm fucking tired of this bullshit. But
free agent signing Hassan Reddick has skipped the first day of OTAs for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know Reddick was traded from the Eagles last season, seeking an extension. He then held out for a couple of months from the Jets, refusing to play until he got paid. And now this, he's just been on the news over the last year. But Steve, what's your initial take from this?
Well, death taxes and Hassan Reddick not showing up. I want to be very consistent about this. If you have tenure with a team, okay, like Peyton Manning with the Colts after about a dozen years, Tom Brady after about 19 or 20, I'll let you skip stuff. But if you've just gotten there and you have no resume, or as they say on trading, the resume does not look good with a particular team, you may want to go there. Reddick already has developed a reputation as a malcontent. So he's playing with his own livelihood. The Buccaneers, they'll move on. They're not going to shut down their franchise with or without Hassan Reddick.
It sucks, too, because he's so good when he's on the field, but he's not playing. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Like, I do think there's a serious thing with that with football. Like, when you just sit around and you're not really playing, you're not going to be
sharpen the blade.
You get on that field.
Smitty, do you know why Warren Sapp has no respect for Keyshawn Johnson as a teammate?
Oh, man.
Didn't show up to stuff.
Yeah.
They may say nice things about it, but you look up the interviews. Warren Sapp flat out said, me, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, this guy worked in. We all showed up to OTAs because we had a culture. Keyshawn didn't after he promised he would when he came to Tampa. These things do matter. You know, I'm critical of Aaron Rodgers, and I know he's not signed with the Steelers. But, Aaron, if you want to be the leader of that team, sign on the dotted line and start getting in there. You have no resume. You have no track record in Pittsburgh. Get in there.
I agree. Smitty, if this cat don't have this track record, we'd be mentioning it, I guess, with the same thing that, Stephon Diggs obviously is hurt, but he's not at OTAs. We got a ton of guys not at OTAs. Aaron Rodgers, obviously the name, but he hasn't signed yet either with this team. So, but there's plenty of guys that didn't show up.
It's not, this isn't mandatory, technically speaking. But from when you're on a new team, just from optics, right? You want to kind of, build some sort of camaraderie with your teammates, your coaches, the culture building.
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row that this guy.
Didn't he not show up to a lot of stuff in New York that was mandatory?
Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't show up. He didn't even play until when, baby. Like he stayed away for a while. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So I don't know. It's almost like he don't want to play football no more.
And I'm confused, Steve, as to why you keep investing or signing this guy. At some point, when is he going to rub you like?
Why though?
We're done.
Pass rushers are at a premium.
You're right.
They're valuable.
No, they are. I mean, that's the one thing he's got going for him, because I'm just telling you.
He was so good with Philly. Like, he made some big plays, man, but he just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Steve, real quick. Sarkisian, Steve Sark. Sark is back in the building in the news. He calls out a report of Texas's $40 million roster. Take a listen to this real quick. And get your
Rating on
take.
that was it was a little bit of irresponsible reporting, right? It was one anonymous source said that that's what our roster was. I wish I had 40 million on our roster. We'd probably be a little bit better team than we are. But you know, the idea to think that a lot of other schools aren't spending money to get players. I mean, it's the state of college football right now. It is what it is. And hey, we're fortunate. Don't get me wrong. We've got great support. Chris Coney, our athletic director, does a fantastic job and on our donors. And hey, people are excited. And we've been to the CFP 2 years in a row. And we've had, 20 something guys drafted the last 2 years. So it's been great. It's been a great run.
Wish I had 40. At least I wish I had another 15 million or so, though.
Wow, so Miami's not the only team playing players. Wow, newsflash. I'll say this about Texas. I don't know the exact figures. I don't think anyone does, but UT is among the upper echelon in the NIL game. The way they rebuilt their defensive line this offseason, and their NIL packages are elite. Their overall program, their collective, the booster support, the resources. Sarcasm pressure, coach, we talked about. He's this year's Ryan Day. I think there's almost a boom or bust mentality that they got to break through, win a national title. Because there's no guarantee that Arch Manning's going to play another season.
If you had a hot seat ticker, would he be number one or Lane?
No. It's not a hot seat. I think there's great expectations. He made the playoffs twice. He's won a lot of games. So
let me rephrase it. Not a hot seat is fired. I mean, like a ticker to win it first. Is it Sark with being in this game as long as he has, being at SC, Washington, obviously spots in the Raiders and Bama. He's been at every level. And Lane Kiffin, same way. Lane's even been a head coach for the Raiders. So very similar past, both of those guys, same age. Yet to get the ultimate prize as a head coach.
In my view, he has to get to the college football playoff final. He has to be one of the final two teams.
Sark does.
That's the baseline, yes.
And is he number one as far as priority goes to winning it all at this age? It's him. It's probably, I would say it's probably Lane. Maybe Dan Lanning's getting in there, even though he's much younger than these guys. Lanning is probably in that mix. Where's Cristobal in this demand for winning?
Well, let me just put it to you this way, Coach. These arrived in the mail. I still get these. Lindy's. Still
put it up.
Magazine.
Put it over. There you go.
Oh. And then also Athlons, Mark Fletcher looking all good. Anyway, but see, this one right here has Texas number 1. See? That's an expectation. And if you look, and again, Arch Manning to me is the most fascinating player alongside Lenore Sellers, those two guys, because Arch has not played a lot of football. I think he has under 300 snaps under his belt. It's a lot easier to look good in relief than it is to be a full-time starter. You get their best running back comes back for Texas. Okay, he was injured all of last year. He's their most explosive, I think their best three-down back, C.J. Baxter, right? There's expectations. And if Texas does not make a legitimate run for a national title based on what they have spent, combined with expectations, it will be a letdown. I don't think there's any hot seat. As it relates to Mario Cristobal, I don't want to hear the word, and he's never used it to his credit. I don't want to hear the word rebuild. I don't care who they lost. I don't care who's not there. Miami has to win 10-plus games and at least get to the ACC title game. If you do that, you're moving it in the right direction. If they go back to 7 or 8 wins, you're going backwards. It's really that simple.
Where is this? I'm just going through this. Where's Lincoln Riley and USC? I mean, he
needs to put together 9 to 10 wins. I think they're recruiting better for now in terms of the class that they're. But again, a lot of verbals. He's got to. Boy.
See, when you say that, when you say 9-10 wins to me, I look at it like so. Then they're a rebuild. They're not a blue blood no more. Like,
well,
I hear that and I'm like, dude, we're SC here.
Some of those losses last year, you know what a good program does? They win every game they're supposed to.
Yeah.
They lost at least 2 games, like the Maryland game, Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah, Michigan, the 3 M's. The 3 M's.
At least that's a blue blood. They're coming
Yeah,
off.
but
a
you had
national
that game
title.
won though. They had it won though.
They had one missed tackle from that safety, and Khalil Mullings busted out a 60-yard run.
Or just fucking run the ball with 50 seconds and punt it with 20, and the Michigan can't run the ball. But that's Lincoln Riley though. So
Lincoln Riley has to show signs that, hey, we're moving forward. They've made some changes in terms of the management of that program. They brought in a kind of a GM guy. Looking at some of their recruits, and again, I'm not an expert on this, they're bringing in bigger bodies, though, up front. There's an emphasis on length, size, and getting some wide bodies up front. That's been an issue. So we'll see. You know.
let me ask you something. Last thing, and I know you're headed to Vegas. What's your thought on coaches, figureheads, college or pro, dabbling into politics? Bruce Pearl is now trying to dabble into the Tommy Tuberville realm, and he's a candidate for Tommy Tuberville's Senate seat. Another Auburn guy. What's your take overall on the coach, athlete, politician type of discussions?
Well, you know, Bruce is very clear in his political beliefs. You know, just my opinion, if you're going to coach, be a coach. You want to be a politician, do it after your coaching is done.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's pretty simple. You can be one or the other. You can't be both, or you shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Are you going on Whitlock? Or are you out of here right now?
He's out of here right now.
I gotta watch the first half hour of Whitlock. I'm gonna be on a lot of things to talk about. Caitlin Clark. Hold on, let me rephrase that. The WNBA league is injured. The league is injured. The logo is gone for now. That's gonna be an issue.
I bet $55,000. I bet $55,000 he didn't want to bet me.
So
okay, let me give you a percentage: 50, 25, or 10. The percentage of viewership drop in the next 2 weeks.
98.4.
Damn, higher.
Y'all, you guys are both wrong, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to drop for sure, but it won't be some dramatic drop in the next 2 weeks. The league has grown. They have more star power now across the league. The Las Vegas Aces sold out every home game last year. Viewership is up everywhere, so we'll see.
If you look at the ticket prices for the Indiana Fever game, they are.
You know what? Reese? Is that Reese? Fucking rebounding her own miss? Is that what you want to watch, homie? You think that viewership's going to watch?
You named one player.
Get out of here.
You named one player, Jason. You are a casual. You know 2 players. Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese. You can't name nobody else.
You know what? That's fucking too many. That's too many.
You don't watch the game.
Too many. I know too many women fucking basketball players. That's the problem.
About it then, homie.
You know, I know. Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, Steve. Those are the 2 women I know. Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie. When women were great.
You got no respect for them either.
I have a question, seriously. Is there any I hear the evolution or how much improved women's basketball is. But seriously, is there anyone as good right now with the all-around skills of a Cheryl Miller?
No, fuck no.
Seriously.
Cynthia Cooper.
I didn't watch Cheryl Miller enough to comment, so I'm gonna stay out of that. You know,
I know you didn't,
but I do know Asia Wilson is a baller. Dribble,
okay, someone you know, Smitty. Someone you know,
rebound, like she's legit. I'm not saying she's Cheryl Miller. I can't.
Smitty, someone you know, someone you know. Then someone you know. Is she not Candace Parker either? Stop. She's not. She's not even Lisa Lobo. Stop.
I listen. I mean, you can say stop and all that, but you literally don't watch her. So like. It's like it makes no sense for me to argue with you about somebody you don't know.
I know that's what the point I made.
It's like it's ignorant to like it's literally ignorance.
Right.
It's all about you don't know. So
well, ignorance is life threatening. Steve, appreciate you, Steve. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend. When are you back? Sunday?
Yeah, I'm actually coming back Saturday morning. I got stuff to do, and then some fights on that I got to watch on Saturday, which whatever, and then you start off the week again. By the way, 3 knockdown rule is back this week. It'll be out later today. Me and Mario Lopez talk about a few things. And then next week, we're bringing on Tim Bradley, the Desert Storm. Well, him and Mario are going to battle over this Canelo Crawford fight. I'm just going to sit back and watch these two. Oh, it's going to be heated.
And what's your promo code for your protein? I had people asking me.
Well, hold on. Right here. Right here. The letter K, numeral 9, KIM, K9Kim at yahoo.com for 25% off all snack products. got in my Mike Tyson push-ups, did a little yoga today. Got to get that heart pumping.
Hey, Steve, you're into the training stuff. Let me ask you something. I got my own thoughts on this, but we got some chat questions. I've been getting this question a lot in my DMs. I don't know why. You're around boxing trainers and so on. At what age would you advise youngsters to start hitting free weights?
Well, according to Rudy Hernandez, he doesn't believe in it. He only believes in boxing training to train boxers.
Yeah.
But Rudy is old school. You've met Rudy at Phil Trainees, and he has Junto Nakatani. His brother was Chicanito Hernandez, who probably should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, one of the best workouts you could do to condition a boxer is actually shadow box with 2 or 3 pound hand weights or dumbbells. That's generally my warm up.
I did the same thing for quarterback. I had the 5 pound dumbbells with quarterbacks, and I used to do the same thing. 3 pound, 5 pound, depending on
the problem with weight training for boxers, and when I was lifting and doing a boxing workout, you get really heavy on the rotator cuff and shoulders, and it becomes an absolute anvil. It's very hard to actually keep up your elbows above your rib cage area to have your hands in a proper position. But Rudy Hernandez always says these guys, these strength and conditioning trainers are really good at making guys look good at weigh-ins, but they're always tired in fights. He goes, my fighters don't get tired. So he's old school, though. Rudy is very,
I love Rudy. I love Rudy. I love his Twitter and everything, too. He gets after those kids. I love it. Steve, we'll see you next week. Appreciate you.
All right, Steve.
All right, brother. Later. Hey, we got a loaded show, man. All back to back. Hey, listen, man. We got a current head coach who also knows my boy Eli at Hamilton. He's the head coach. Shout out to the Southgate High. Another SoCal. You guys know him. He's on the show before. My main man, Coach Cisco, joins the show. Cisco, what up?
What up, Smitty?
What do you got? Like a green? What are you a fucking Mazalon with a green screen?
Classroom. Stop cussing classroom.
I ain't got no green screen. I gotta blur out the stuff in the background. You never know. You know nowadays.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you know how to do all that shit because Port's ass wouldn't know how to do it. Hey, so let me ask you, Cisco, real quick. Your take on the show. You saw the kid going to Hamilton, his father, just a roundabout way. I know you know Eli and you respect Eli and all that. 100%. Where you at with the whole take in the interview?
Hey, Eli almost beat Mater Dei, bro, at Jordan High School.
No, he did beat Mater Dei.
Did he beat him?
At Carson.
I thought they lost. No, but when he was at Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah. He had a receiver of mine named Beck who was unbelievable, LA City Player of the Year, and he murdered Mater Dei. They couldn't tackle any of his receivers. And James Boyd, the quarterback that the kid mentioned, who I coach his brother at Cabrillo and known the family forever. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, they were loaded. But yeah, and then he beat him, I believe, when he was at Carson. But yeah, what's your take on that?
Well, you know, I'm not, like I said, you know, teach his own. Every father does what they think is best for their own kid, man. I mean, if you think having your son at 16 playing against 14-year-olds is going to benefit them in the long run, I mean, that's your belief. I don't believe that. You know, like I said, I put in the chat, I was 15 years old being as a junior, bro. I was 15.
I know.
You know what I mean? I had just turned. Yeah. I graduated at 17. I was 16 as a senior. I turned 17. I turned 17 years old in December after my senior season.
Yeah, see, I was a February baby, so I just turned 18.
I was a January baby, so I just turned 18. But you're kind of like my sister. My little sister's graduating next week. She's 17. Her birthday's not till August. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed like somebody of my age. The reason, let me give you a little backstory on that. I skipped the grade, bro. That's why I was ahead one year.
You bad boy.
So I should have been. I graduated class of '92. I should have been class of '93.
Yeah, because you're
94.
Yeah, you're older than me. So you just turned. Yeah, so we're months apart. Let me ask you, Cisco. Let me ask you, Cisco. Like, you mentioned something I was going to bring up. Like, we used to be the guys that went the opposite way. Like you just mentioned, we
wanted to play the older cats. You wanted to play the older cats.
Yeah,
we were smoke.
Yeah, we wanted to smoke. We skipped the grade to play the older cats. Now they're holding them back and they want to be the older cats.
But to Steve's point, though, where we are also seeing the other side too, though, where guys are reclassifying. He said they're going to college basically like after their
but they're already,
right?
but Smitty, they're already 18, 19 when they reclassify.
Yeah, they're already older.
Look, I'm gonna give you. I got a kid on my team that is 17. He's a sophomore right now.
Oh,
got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and there was a CIF rule back in the day. You couldn't even be 19. You had to go petition. You had to appeal to be 19 to play against kids.
Well, he won't be 19 as a senior. He'll be 19 after the season.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But remember, we had 19-year-olds having to petition. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, we had a 19-year-old, like either it was an injury or some sort of issue that happened in the home. We had 19-year-olds, Smitty, that had to appeal CIF out here or CIF and had to appeal to play underage kids.
My thing is this, though. Like, if you really about, like, I get it. I think it's a facade, a whole thing. I want my son to mature and all that. Most guys that get held back is they want their kids to grow because they're a little smaller, they're a little undersized. They want them to grow because they don't feel like they're going to be as successful at the size they're at. But that's why I was like blown away when you said he's 6'4", 205, and he's holding them back to develop. I'm like, 6'4".
Well, for clarity though, he already held him back, right? So like maybe I don't know, maybe he grew this last year or got, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, maybe he was 6'1", 185, and I don't know.
Hold on, Smitty, but there's kids that are double holdbacks. Double.
I know. 7-on-7 stars.
They call them double holdbacks. Yes, they call them double holdbacks. So that's what I'm saying. That's what when you say this kid reclassifies, well, he's not reclassifying. He's just classifying back to his original grade, or you know what I'm saying? Like he's graduating when he should have graduated.
And at some point, we knew this kid, he didn't just blossom 6'4", 205 this past season. So we knew he was already a bigger kid, I'm sure. I knew, everyone knows, like, oh, Smitty, you a big motherfucker at 9 or whatever. I knew the same thing. Like, oh, JB, 11 years old, 6 foot. Like, we already knew.
I do know some cats, though. Some cats are like over summer. Like, damn, I got tall over the summer.
Hey, you guys talk about it every day. You guys talk about it on the show every day. You wonder why kids are struggling in college and struggling at the pro level. Well, they're used to playing guys 3 years younger than them.
I know.
4 years younger than them. Now you got to play against some men, and you're not prepared to play against men because you've been the old man all the time. So they don't even reach a point in their career where they're the older cat. They're already out of the league by the time they're 28.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. These kids, there's 27-year-old college players still trying to get another fucking year.
Yeah, how old was Bryce Young? He was an older cat, right?
Bryce ain't too old. Him and CJ are both. I want to say they're just now 23, I believe.
Are they 23?
No,
or 24?
They're older than that.
Let me see.
I'm just saying this is barely a second year.
Yeah, Bryce is only 23, dog.
You're right. They're both 23. You actually right.
They're not. I'm always right. I'm always right. Cisco, Bryce, and CJ aren't really like. It's like when Bryce left Cathedral and then Bounce and all that. He was still on age though.
Bo Nix is old.
Yeah, Bo and Penix and Bo Nix and those guys are 25, 26.
Penix got hurt though, hell of time, but yeah.
Yeah, that's different, man. If you have an injury, you guys. I'm just saying, like you want. I think you want to. If your aspirations are to be a professional athlete, then you got to compete against the best you can compete with. At the earlier age, the better.
Cisco,
I don't know. I don't know if all these kids' aspiration is to make it to the pros because there's so much money in college. I think some of these kids, their goal is to go to college and just get money there. And like, but college is the pros now.
You made the segue that you brought up the point I was making, but backtrack that.
Okay.
I think these cats are holding them back because they know there's money in high school now.
Yeah.
We've opened up Pandora's box. We've opened up fucking Pandora's box, dog. I'm just telling you right now. We've opened up Pandora's box. If I'm going to hold back a kid in 8th grade as a 7th grade, let's just say I hold him back another year just to get him the high school offer. This kid was offered 20 racks to go to a high school here in the Cali. So like, if I'm now, what is that doing, Cisco? How much is that watering down this shit?
Oh, that's
See what I'm saying?
I mean, wasn't there a kid in Georgia that turned down $750,000? Was that a true story? Was that a true story?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I could turn down $750,000, bro.
No, that's what Smitty and I say every day, especially at 18, 17, whatever age. You know what I mean?
I'm taking that shit now.
Smitty, how old were you at 15 or 14? I mean, how big were you at 14, 15?
14, 15 is freshman year. I was chubby though. I was like fucking 235.
What year did you stop growing height wise?
Shit, junior year.
Your junior year?
I'm only 5'11", 6 foot, so I got there around junior year.
I know. I'm saying I think I stopped growing around the same time about my junior year.
Like junior,
I was 4'11" as a ninth grader, bro. I was 4'11", and I played football. I played football.
You're Mexican, though. You're Mexican, though.
I would have destroyed you.
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. 4'11", and
you're Mexican, homie. You're Mexican, homie.
I was. Hey, when I was 4'11", I was like,
what you laughing at, Sheena?
Hey, when I was 4'11", I said, just let me get to 5'3", God, please, at least.
Hey, Smitty's fucking only 5'5", so it doesn't really matter.
Stop lying to these people and telling them that because they really think I be running into fans outside in the real world. They're like, Smitty's not really short.
Yeah.
I'm not, homie.
They think you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Latrell coaches.
I'm a black man.
Hey, Cisco, Latrell played for me, and he says you got a wideout that he wants. So
you want to? You said he ain't going nowhere.
No, you want to report? I
was telling you about him on the boat, and you said, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Mexican. So you want to report? You want to report Latrell to CIF?
No, I'm not gonna report him to CIF, man.
Yeah, Trill, that's BPS. You don't say that publicly, homie.
No. He's telling him that he has a receipt. Latrell ain't gonna do that. He's just like telling him he has he's actually saying BPS, I respect your player.
Yeah, he's a good. He's a damn good little athlete, man. He's only a sophomore. He's gonna be a junior. So
little, what's his name in Miami? The Strepo or whatever.
It's Strepo. Xavier Strepo.
Yeah.
Little Edelman. He's only Edelman. But yeah, dude. Hey, Smitty, why? How come you didn't come on the boat Monday? JB fell off the jet ski. You missed it, man.
I would have loved it, but that's the reason why I'm not there because I'm not gonna be the one falling into the water and shit like that.
Why not?
What I do, homie. So
brother, swim now, homie.
Hey,
I don't want to be in a fucking dirty ass ocean water getting sick.
Hey, all I saw was a jet ski turn sideways, and all of a sudden you see JB's head pop out from behind with a cigar still in his mouth.
I should have pulled off and left his ass too.
Hell yeah, homie. Anchored up. They didn't. MPS, homie. Mexican people shit. He didn't know how to drive the boat. He only knows how to ride on the boat.
Learn, Cisco. It's on you.
I was ready to jump out on the beach and run.
hey, Smitty. Cisco he's like, hey, you want some content? Me and Ruben jump off the boat and just start running on the beach, and then you fucking film it.
No, why's your voice doing that?
Huh?
Why's your voice doing that?
What?
Your voice did something when you was impersonating Cisco. Your voice did a weird thing.
You know, because normally JB talks like Chad. You know, like slowly, like sometimes. You know, that's how JB normally talks. He just puts this shit on for a show.
Hey, Smitty. This is what Cisco said.
So
hey, Smitty, Cisco. Hey, Holmes.
So
hey, Holmes. You want me to Ruben to jump out of the boat and just run on the sand and then tell my mom if I can spend the night?
That's a cholo. That's not a Mexican. That's a cholo. There's a difference.
Hey, JB, you are the most racist person I've met in a long time.
Cina's in the back agreeing with you and shit. Hey,
JB,
Cisco.
You grew up around everybody, right, JB? Asian.
Everybody, except Otani and them. I don't know Otani.
You know what's crazy, Cisco? JB claims Compton like he grew up so hard. Compton, they got a brand new, beautiful football field.
Cisco, tell us about Compton High, what they just had to go
so
through.
Beautiful and safe. I would love to go to Compton.
Hey, Cisco, this motherfucker saw Compton High's new rendition and said Compton's a great. Oh my God, I'd love to play there.
Ain't nothing like how I grew up.
$1 billion bond.
We grew up raw. We grew up rough.
I don't want to back talk Compton High, but you know, and go back to Compton High in like a year or two. And go check. They had that stadium they had was brand new. They burned it down.
You speaking death on their life.
Cisco. They burned it down. No, they burned it down.
Remember, they had a brand new stadium. Their stadium was nice before. It was brand new.
Insurance, homie, smart.
A brand new scoreboard. Dr. Dre gave like $20 million or something.
Yeah, Dre gave him a lot.
Dr.
Library, all kind of shit. Man, hey Cisco, man, enjoy the weekend or the week. And what are you guys doing right now? Are you just in school?
No, yeah, we're about to end school. We're barely gonna end school like in about 10 days, man. So
damn.
This finals week is next week, so I usually give the kids these last 2 weeks off because I don't want no excuses about these grades and stuff. You know, nowadays you talk to kids, hey man, what's up? What's up with your grades? Oh, they're going up. 3 months later, hey, what's up with your grades? Oh, they're going up. What do you mean they're going up? 3 months they're going up?
No. I never took a kid. You take a kid's word for it. You fucking yourself. No, motherfucker, give me the transcript. I want to see the report from the teacher.
Yeah, no, we have study hall. No, I do that. I know the kids I gotta check on, and I know the kids that I
yeah. No doubt.
You know? It's usually your best players you gotta check on.
Always the best players.
I know. Before you leave, Cisco, as you leave out, did you check JB for trying to call you out the other day? You were watching the show today that I'm talking about, and he brought up a very traumatic coaching situation that happened in your team last year.
Yeah, he's over there talking smack about me. You don't even. It wasn't a decision that we made while we lost the championship.
Right, and he gonna leave the screen right now. I'm like, that was a serious situation. He gonna call you out.
JB over there calling me out. I didn't call him out for having 35 5-stars and going 2-8.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Bad nucleus, homie.
Mic drop. Bad nucleus, homie. You create the nucleus, homie. You the leader. Go ahead, Cisco. Enjoy your weekend.
Get your ass out of here now. Get your ass out of here now. Get your ass out of here now. You don't know the story. Hey, that's BPS, by the way, Cisco. You don't know the whole story. You don't know the whole story.
Hey, he did go 2-8.
Did you have like 52 5-star bounce backs?
My friend said 52. Hey, we the beat Ball State though. But anyway, chirp. Well, Cisco, we'll see you next week.
All right, take care, man.
Peace.
All right, Cisco.
Hey man, we got from a not a good looking person to a very good looking human. And
leave Cisco alone, man. Damn.
Listen, man, we're gonna get. I want to know how to make possum. If I play wide receiver, I want to know how old Bryce Young is because I know I've been around. I coached him as a youngster. I know he's only 23. But anyway,
track and field. We about to talk everything.
Yeah, everything. We're gonna talk everything with this unbelievable knower of football. Unlike Mina Kimes, we have Sheena Quick joining the show. What's going on?
I'm sorry, Sheena. Shout out to you. I'm sorry he brought you in on that.
What happened?
Nothing. Just typical JB. Just typical JB.
I see you represent that OU.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Signing day. It's official signing day for my baby. So it's this afternoon.
Oh, congrats!
So are you gonna put on the 4 hats and all that shit, and then shake the hat off, and then put on the other hat and all that?
Oh no, he already posted his commitment. This is just like the actual signing day for this at the school. So I figured I'd rep a little bit.
Well, let's start right there. How do you feel as a mother? Like, how does that feel to see your baby go and take that next step? Be honest.
So I have 3 boys. One is already in college. He's running track at Catawba, so he's a rising sophomore. And Aiden's 9, but for the longest, Drew was like the baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he's going far. I was like, could you get further away from me? So it's a little bittersweet. I mean, it's cool. I knew once we went on the visit, like the facilities and everything, I was like, you know what? Just let me go ahead and get mentally ready because I know he's coming here. As an athlete, I would have gone there. So
let me ask you, did you hear that interview with the young man and his dad by chance?
Which one?
Our first one, right before the last one. We had
she was busy, JB. She was real.
We got like a top.
Yeah, I was working out.
Yeah, a big time 8th grade high school quarterback who's already committed. He's going to go to high school and play for a buddy of mine, and then he's already been offered some D1 scholarships. But anyway, him and his father came on the show to kind of explain. He turned down $20,000 to go to a high school, private school, to go to a public inner city school here in LA, and they held him back. The dad held him back a year. So he reclassed. I was going to ask your take. What's your take on the reclass? See, Cisco, the guy that was just on, who's a buddy of ours, who's a head coach right now. We talked about it. Him and I both classed up and played the older kids as youngsters. Now we're classifying down to be older and play the youngsters. Like it's a different mindset. What's your take on that?
It is. I mean, I I'm not a fan of reclassic personally. Like, I mean, get it out the mud. Like, but I'm old school. You know what I mean? And I had an early birthday, so I was 17 when I went to college. So I was always going against older athletes, and I just think that it's part of that soft culture that's been like just building generation by generation, year by year. Like, it's just people ask me sometimes, like, why don't you go back and coach high school track? And I'm like, I would curse these kids out and their parents. Like, it's just a different time. And I just thought the first time I heard about it, my kids were telling me about it. I was like, reclass, so holding people back or flunking. You know, it used to be embarrassing to be the oldest in your class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're telling people, oh, no, I got a late birthday. You know, whatever you got
We
to
used to
tell them
roast
to,
you,
you know,
like,
not
yeah.
seem like.
See, Smitty?
To not seem
Now,
like the old head.
I'm glad
not seem
Sheena's
like
on.
the old head in the crew, because to me, I feel like you're ducking competition.
I'm
And
glad-
how
I'm glad
can you
you're
build
on.
character if you're doing that? You
I'm
know what I
glad
mean?
you're on.
So
I'm
I'm
glad
not a
you're
fan.
on.
I'm so glad you're on because you mentioned the soft culture now, and I blame the adults in the room. I blame the coaches like
I blame
JB,
Smitty. I blame
who's
Smitty.
responsible for coaching
Smitty,
a lot
it's
of
your
these young
generation.
guys now that we're seeing.
It's your generation.
What just
JB coach a lot of these guys though.
It's your generation, homie.
No, these are the guys that you coach, Jason.
Smitty, you know what?
Be honest.
Smitty, you know what Sheena has solidified today, though?
What?
My take has been so. Remember the other day I had to go back. I was like, but now I'm back on my original tip that went viral with our short.
Which one?
I hate white moms. Oh, yeah, we got Sheena in the house. I love it. We got it. The white mom, fuck the kid. Sheena's right, doing it right, Sheena. Love it. All right, so let's move on amicably. Real quick, Sheena, let's dive into some Carolina Panthers talk.
My favorite.
So I've been on record. I've been like, hey, Bryce Young bounced back mentally, physically, the whole thing, how hard that is as a QB. I haven't played it, and I know exactly how it is. You get benched. They put the older cat in. He does his thing. Bryce is down in the dumps, comes back, and shines again. His mentals have to be sky high. Are they? Are they?
They are. And you can tell just even as he walks into the presser, he's letting us see a little bit more of his personality. I mean, he's still all football. You know, if you're asking him what he did on Memorial Day weekend, all you're going to hear is, I stayed at the house, or I watched football, or I was chilling with my parents. You're not going to hear that he was in the club, or, I mean, I just don't think that's his personality anyway. I don't think that it's like, you know, a front or anything like that. But you can tell, like, the swagger is different. You guys can tell with the look on an athlete's face. Like, I remember, you know, you can see it sometimes in those post-game interviews, but I remember walking through the locker room and it was a different Bryce. And I'm like, I never felt the need to tell a player that, but I'm like, hey, you got to pick your head up. This ain't all on you. This is not a good roster. You know what I mean? But shout out to his parents too. Shout out to his parents, because Bryce Young has been groomed to be a QB1 all his life. So I didn't for a second think that his career was over when he got benched. He just needed a little factory reset, a little heart reset. And, you know, shout out to Dave Canales and Dan Morgan for having the guts to do that. You know, not a lot of people would pull the #1 draft pick 2 weeks into, you know, a sophomore season. So congrats to them. You know, shout out to them for having a plan, sticking to it despite what everybody else was saying. They didn't let all the outside noise get in. They had a plan. I knew that we would always see Bryce Young again at some point last season. And I feel like he came in at a good time. He came in against a very good Broncos defense, and held his own. And he started to show people in that last stretch of the season why he went #1 overall. But definitely the swag, the confidence, you can see it on his face when he walks in. He's commanding the huddle. Not saying he didn't do it his rookie season, but we're seeing more of the type of leadership style that Bryce Young has. Before, it was kind of like, you know, you go from Cam Newton to Bryce Young, and that's definitely like worlds and light years away. But people are starting to accept and recognize that leadership styles are different, and he can lead in his own way that might not be a Cam Newton way. And I think that that's what we're kind of seeing with Bryce Young. He got his swag back. He's having fun playing football.
Dave knows, all of us Southern California cats know the McMillan, your first pick in this draft. One of his good friends, Coach McMillan in high school out here at Servite out here in Cali. And so I think he knew, because I think a lot of people were shocked that they took a wideout that early and were like, oh, they're going to take this. But I know Dave knew his coach. I know there's a relationship there. Same with Bryce. There's a relationship with Dave and his folks here too as well. How important do you think that was in taking McMillan first? And then how has Bryce and him look so far? And then Smitty will ask you about another receiver that I don't really care about.
I think that the Bryce McMillan connection is it's still building. We only have one day of OTA, so I don't want to pull the cart before the horse. But just his catch radius is like a quarterback's dream. I too was a little bit shocked that they took McMillan first, just because of all the glaring holes on the defense. But that draft fell exactly the way the Panthers wanted it to fall. They got 2 second-round talents, or I'm sorry, second and day 2 picks that had first-round grades. So I think that as they kind of saw how other teams were trending, they were like, okay, you know what? Our guy, 9 times out of 10, our edge rusher is going to be there later. So let's go ahead and take this guy off the board because he's a very good player. And I think a lot of times teams fans get caught up in, you know what? The Panthers had absolutely no pass rush. They got to go pass rush. Myself included, I fall into that too because I got tired of watching teams just march down the field on them. They had to have a nearly perfect offensive game to even be in the hunt of these games because the defense was failing them last season. Like, let's just be real. I'm still not a fan of 3-4, but hey, until they get Evero up out of there, that's what we got. You know what I mean? So,
you're a fan of cover 2?
I do like cover 2. I am a fan of cover 2. I am. I'm a back end baby. I'm a secondary type of girl. So it was kind of what, JB?
What does that mean?
Why can't I be a fan of cover 2? I mean, I just think that it's
back end baby. You know what that means?
I'm a back end baby. But I'm a speed person.
Back end
my ex-husband was a corner. Am I supposed to say
pause?
No.
You could say it.
We talking about football. No.
But she a woman, so she's like she's unpausable. She's unpausable.
So I don't need to say.
Yeah, I'm unpausable. I can say,
say what she wants.
I'm unpausable.
What I want.
She can say what she wants.
Oh, she can say what I.
Because she's a woman, so it's unpausable.
I'm a woman, so I'm pause proof. But But yeah, back to your original question, I was shocked that they went receiver, but the more I kind of acclimated myself to it, I was like, okay, I'm all right with the pick. Had they not made the moves that they made in free agency, I still would have been like, are y'all serious? But they did shore up the defense a bit in free agency, and again, I still think that they do need another corner. They can use another safety or two. They need to shore up some depth in that secondary. But with the way that defense looked last year, there was no way they were going to address everything in one.
Say it right now. It's May 28th.
8th.
You guys are going to be out of the cellar and not going to be in the last. I believe it. I think you guys are going to get.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to be in the mix this year? I think the thing you've done off season.
I think they should be. I think they should be in the mix. I mean, the NFC South is not the strongest division. Like, let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. If they were in one of these more competitive divisions, I'd be like, I'll be a season or 2 away. But the NFC South is wide open to me. And I feel like they're in the best position as far as division-wise to make the most noise and the biggest leap in the league this year. And that's not me gassing. I'm a very realistic person.
Yeah,
no doubt.
All you need is like 9 wins to win the division. Honestly, probably if you go 9-8, you probably could win.
You could win the division. Yeah. I mean, and that's bad. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, it ain't great, but it's better than 2-win seasons and 5-win seasons and things like that. So I do think that they're building something. They're trying to draft and develop. They definitely have a youth movement at Carolina, and I do think that that division is ripe for the taking. To be honest with you, the Falcons. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. I don't know what the Saints are doing. The Bucs are the most, solidified, especially at the quarterback position, and they've won the division the last couple of years. So they are the front runner for sure. But I think that amongst those other 3 teams, and I think they can even sneak a win against the Bucs. They should have won in that game last year. They went into overtime, but we're not gonna touch that. But I do think that just the division that they're in, I do think that it's very realistic to expect them to be in the mix.
Now you're speaking about, you just mentioned that it's like a youth movement going on, and you're talking about the different picks and moves they made. One guy that we've been hearing some positive news from was Jimmy Horn Jr. You smile when I mention his name. Like, can you give us any insight on what you've seen or what the coaches are talking about when it comes to Jimmy Horn Jr.?
Very speedy, very crafty. I think he could be used in a lot of different ways on special teams, as well as kind of working into that rotation at wide receiver. And dare I say, I feel like he's going to push one of those vets out. I think that he's going to push either David Moore or Hunter Renfrow off of that 53-man.
Man, that's a strong take here.
I do. I do think he has the potential to push one of them out.
Yeah. I mean, that wideout room, you got Leggett now, you got T-Mac, you got Jimmy Horn. Like,
You got
a good
Thielen.
group of young guys right there. So I mean, it makes sense.
You got the young guys. Jalen Coker.
Thiel's
still there. Yeah, Thielen's still there. You got Jalen Coker, who's been making strides. Depending on how he does coming back off of the injury, they just had some soft tissue things, so they had him working off to the side just out of abundance of caution. But if he's healthy, I 1,000% expect Jimmy Horn to take that last wide receiver slot from either Hunter Renfrow or David Moore.
Let me ask you though, will they keep an extra guy though, and all of them make it due to like what the kickoff rule is now doing, and then having hands guys now on the onside kick rule and all that stuff? Is there a possibility that the roster better than me?
They can keep 7?
Because I know special teams,
6.
special teams guys. I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know how they use.
I think 6 is plenty. I think 6 receivers is plenty. Right now they have 7 that are like viable options at that position. So I think 6 is plenty.
And then they'll practice squad 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know who they're going to practice squad on that group.
I'm telling you.
Out of that group.
I think it's going to be more Renfrow.
Because one will probably be traded or, moved. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
And for what it's worth, Hunter Renfrow has been away from the game for a bit. So he's kind of still getting his legs underneath him. But I mean, Jimmy's young.
Yeah,
it's true.
He is.
It's a young man's game for sure. So, what's new with you? What's new with you, Sheena, man? Talk to us, man. Anything? You got some traveling going on. You got like this. Like I ain't talked to you in a minute. We ain't seen you.
You
in a
haven't
while,
talked to me.
And the
So
fans been asking for you. So.
Oh, see, well, that's JB's fault.
Yeah, that is.
I would have come back. I would have been back. I would have been back if I knew they were looking for me. But no, just getting ready to.
That's JB's new thing. When somebody calls him out, he just jumps off.
What happened?
Yeah, all right.
My shit went out.
Just locking in, getting ready to move my babies in August, getting ready for football season, and just locking into that. Really, just trying to be better at my job.
I heard Oklahoma's like right around the corner from California. Crazy. Anyway, what else going on, Smitty?
Did y'all already talk about the WNBA? Did I miss that?
Oh, I want to ask about WNBA.
There's something to talk about.
JB,
it was on your thumbnail. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, JB had a little rant. He basically saying the next 2 weeks while Kendall Clark is injured, the WNBA ratings are going to tank. He's saying she's the only draw in the entirety of the league, disrespecting the names like Aja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, just to name a couple right here, Kelsey Plum, some of the rookies this year. So we all know like what Kendall Clark does and what she means to the league. So I'm sure the ratings will go down some. I'm sure. But to say she's the only draw, that's why I had to push back. Because I actually watch WNBA games and know some of the players, and there are some amazing players outside of Caitlin. But JB doesn't watch at all, but then has the biggest opinion about it. So I just don't like how that happened, Sheena.
I mean, here's the thing. This is what I don't like about it. Like you said, there are some amazing hoopers in the WNBA, but they've been overshadowed by the Caitlin versus Angel Reese thing. And what I think is just a travesty is the fact that undercover racists who probably don't even watch the WNBA are using these two women to further a racist agenda. We've always had black players and white players that were rivals and intense rivals in the NBA. And you didn't have, Ryan Clark or anybody unveiling biracial children a week and a half after a foul in an early season, regular season game.
Thank you.
It was a basketball move. It was a valid foul. It was a good foul. I don't even think it was a flagrant, but hey, it is what it is. But the fact that we're getting all of these think pieces 2 weeks later, I'm like, bro, wrap this up.
It wasn't even that deep.
It was not that serious. No one got injured. It wasn't a game-defining foul. It was a blowout game.
40 points.
People probably don't even know the score. You know what I'm saying? So I hate that at a time when they've had 2 very good draft classes back to back, the ratings and all eyes were deservedly so on this league, and it's been kind of reduced to this Angel versus Caitlin thing, and it sucks. Yeah. It sucks. And again, I feel like it's a lot of people that aren't even watching these games. They're just on Twitter, just thumb warriors, just thumb thugging.
You know what's crazy about it? You know what's crazy about it? Like, here's the crazy part. Like, Reese was the face on DraftKings whole publication, and they got beat by 40. And it
40 is nuts.
It said double. Angel Reese gets a double, and right back where she started from, or where she ended last year. And I'm like, Caitlin had a triple-double and won by 40, and they didn't even put her ass on the thing.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that sucks is that it's gotten so far from the actual freaking game and the coverage. The coverage. The networks are just as guilty as the people on Twitter.
I wanted to do my reverse. I wanted to get my reverse Ryan Clark's on. I wanted to get my reverse racism on. I was like, I want the white girl on the cover now. That's why I don't like white moms. But anyway,
oh my God, JB.
There's a lot going on. A lot going on with white moms.
He got called out for saying he didn't like white moms by a father of a player who just committed to a school who's married to a white woman.
That's why I asked you, Tina. They did this. Did you see that? Did you see that kid that took off 5 hats?
I didn't.
Him and his mom.
No.
And the daddy and the mama were on the podium when the kid, basically announced where he's going. So he pulled out the first school, which was Illinois, and he's from Illinois, and then threw the hat off and grabbed the Nebraska hat. You know that shit? Shit.
Wow.
And the mom and dad were there. Well, they watched the show apparently, or somebody sent it to them. They wanted to come on the show, so I brought the dad on the show. And he wanted me to apologize.
Why did they do that?
I said, "Get fucked." I ain't
The
apologizing.
dad wanted JB to apologize on the show.
But anyway,
JB did call him. He did call
apologize,
them a word that you don't call grown men though, or women.
Unless you about it.
And he wanted to pull up to the show. Like, why would he want to pull up to the show?
No. He came on. He came on the show.
Oh, he came physically on the show.
No. I let him call in right here.
I'm disrespectful. 4-star recruit.
Oh yes. Go ahead.
Just hit Illinois with the all-time
disrespectful.
All-time disrespectful.
Sheena, you would never let your kid do this. Watch this.
Take a listen.
It's not a pump fake.
I like to make my decision that I've been waiting for since I was in 7th grade when I got my first offer.
Look at the white mom. Fuck. That bullshit.
I'm going to stay home and go to Illinois.
How corny this shit is. And then he... See, Smitty? See, I want the dad back on. Motherfucking liar, homie. You already had the shirt on. They had the shirts on underneath the thing, homie. They took it off.
He said he didn't. He said he didn't know.
No, hold on.
Yeah. We didn't know. We told him not to do it.
He said they knew he was going to that school, so of course they had the shirt on. He didn't know he was going to do the hat thing.
Smitty.
He said that.
Stop.
No, you're lying now, though.
No, you're not. You said, Sheena, he's missing it. He's not telling the story. The daddy said, we told him not to do it. And the kid straight out went and did it in front of their asses on the podium. Right. And the dad tried to defend it after. I said, well, you bad dad then, homie. You didn't teach your fucking kid no manners. Like, if he disrespected you and your wife, his mama, in front of their face, then there's a problem. And the head coach did the same shit. I ain't never had a kid do that shit on the podium with me announcing no D1 scholarship.
And his response was, so you're telling me when you guys were kids, you never disobeyed your parents?
Yeah.
And I said, hold on.
Not on that stage.
But it's different, Sheena, when I'm like literally next to my mom.
Not in front of him.
And my mom, it's like you, Sheena. You tell your son, hey, boy, don't do X, Y, and Z. And he literally just did exactly what you said not to do right in front of you. That's different.
Sheena,
I might do a little throat jab when I see him reaching for the wrong hat. What you doing?
Sheena, they said they had dinner the night before and discussed it, and they told him not to do it. And this motherfucker go out there and did it. Like, I would have smacked the shit out of his ass. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why I blame
critique anybody's parent. It's not what I would have done.
I blame the white mom. I blame the white mom. That's where I'm at right now. I'm blaming the white mom right now.
That was the joke. But
that was the joke.
When Cox heard it, he took it like serious. Obviously, me and you, we know JB. He's crazy as hell. But he took it like, I know a lot of great white moms.
Sheena.
He said, homie, my mama's white, homie. I know.
Right. JB is white.
That's why I hate white moms.
He's spicy white. He just white.
JB the whitest. Like,
yeah. So we brought him on, and I said, look, here's the deal. Let you come on if you wanted to, because he had a little beef online. So I said, come on the show. So he came on the show, and it was actually, we worked it out. It was cordial, but I'm like, he wanted me to apologize about the white comment about his mom. I said, my mom's white, homie. I said, my daughter's mixed, homeboy. Don't get me fucked up. You got me fucked up.
Comment too you made, but
so anyway, I made another comment too. I called him a bitch. But anyway, that was a whole other thing.
JB, you knew that wasn't going to fly.
Well, you only say it if you mean it. So the thing is, like, shit is what it is. But anyway,
the way we grew up, if you use the bitch word, you gotta be ready to fight a nigga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to be ready.
Yeah.
To fight, for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, Sheena, I'm glad you come on now. You come on now, and it's just like more loose, and you could be real on the show, and we could be real. Now, the first time it was like, so how are the Carolina Panthers today addressing,
that was
the
you,
offseason?
homie, as a leader.
Yo, you were over there using me. You had on kid gloves with me. That's crazy.
Yeah, JB, he was
never did.
nervous. He ain't never been around like that. She go way back.
She was fine. I was scared.
You said
somebody
what?
Somebody just third party invited me to your yacht for the 4th. Somebody in the chat.
I mean, if you,
Who was it?
Pull
Yeah,
up,
somebody just invited me to your yacht, JB, for the 4th.
I am doing
Heads
something.
up.
Are you pulling up for real, Sheena? Or
I mean, it's right by
my
Oklahoma.
son's birthday, so probably not.
Okay. All right.
Well, we
he
don't
could
go to
go-
Oklahoma till August.
He could go play on the beach, on the sand.
He'll be 18.
I'll find some white girls.
for
But
her son? You
Huh?
better stop playing. Look at that eyebrow.
What?
He is going to Oklahoma though. Sheena. You might. Yeah.
I mean, I got Ryan Clark. But anyway, Sheena, what's your take on the Ryan Clark RG3 thing? What was your whole take on it? Shit,
They
weird.
did too much.
Yeah.
They did too much for it to be a WNBA foul. They did what I just said a lot of like networks and stuff are doing. They're using those two women to say what they really want to say. And hiding behind that. I think that RG3's take, he said too much too. I mean, again, if we're going to say that women's sports are equal to men's sports, treat them the same way. There are rivalries in the NBA that don't get this type of coverage, and they don't say, "Oh my God, he hates his guts." They are rivals. It was a foul. It saved the basket. I don't understand why we were still talking about it. Again, it was a 40-point blowout loss. The game had no impact whatsoever. Nobody got hurt. But, a week and a half later, we're still getting video apologies and these paragraphs written on Twitter. So, again, I just think people are using these women as a shield to kind of just say what they want to say. And using it as like, oh, no, this is just critique. And no, you're saying what you want to say. And you're just using these women to kind of hide behind. So I just think that it was ridiculous.
Sheena, let me ask you something. We do a segment called White People Shit and Black People Shit. So it's WPS and BPS. So you see the white bread right there. That's our logo. So we got some white people shit. We want you to judge.
You're gonna run past me? Okay.
Yeah, let's take a look.
And that's white people shit.
To the highest degree.
What's going on, man? This guy
White
just
people
tumbling
shit.
down the
That's what's
fucking
going
hill. That's
They're
like
racist so you can get down the hill the fastest.
see, that's
Ain't
some
no
that's some Leggett shit though. Backwoods shit.
That is injuries, torn ACL, meniscus
Hey, so two
tear.
in the hospital, and I'm hearing one died.
Wait, what?
Yeah, motherfucker, just
Imagine
White buck
explaining
they
that to your insurance company. That's insane.
You would never see a brother or sister doing that.
There was three on there.
Never.
There was
And
three
I
on
would
there.
venture to say the white people I know wouldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
I'm
That's
just saying.
stupid. I'm
White
not
people
doing-
I know wouldn't do that.
I'm not doing that shit. But
I
anyway,
could see you
we
doing
got,
that though, Jason.
Sheena, we also know you've been around this whole internet sensation that Smitty's on the side of the humans on this thing, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, there was a debate Smitty and I had, and then everybody commented about this 100 men versus gorilla fight. We have something to show you, and we'll get your take on it.
Taking off like this, and guess what happens? When the first guy gets his face ripped apart and the guy's body gets snapped in literal half, 100 other dudes were running away.
Bro, if he only got two hands. So if we surround him, homie, and we all it has to be the same time. It's not a one-on-one. It's not one person fighting at one time. We're jumping them at the same time. Yeah, come on, bro. Yeah, bro. It's not.
Leave.
Here you
Has
go.
anyone else got any issues?
Not really. I don't think so.
Then are we ready? Attack!
Attack!
You fools! No not one at a time, all together, all at once. I'm not dying over this internet meme. I'm going home. No, don't go. Stay together. Come in tight. We're going to huddle up and dogpile him. Where'd he go?
Nope.
That was Smitty. So I don't know if you saw.
Our fans are crazy. We had a fan made that video. That's
Gina,
crazy.
tell this cat it's ridiculous. Did you see that motherfucker just run towards the stream?
I'm just saying it's possible that 100 real ones
Here's the thing.
defeat one gorilla potentially, depending. Every gorilla ain't the
Here's
same
the
size,
thing.
Gina.
Here we go. 100 American men are not beating that gorilla. It's gonna take. God, I sound so JB Code.
1,000 Africans.
It's gonna take like a
1,000 Africans.
I mean, not even Africans. Like it's gonna take like some people that just really don't give a damn about nothing.
Like some.
And I feel like Americans are too selfish to come together and sacrifice a couple of them. Like
I didn't
100
say
Americans
Americans.
aren't doing it.
I just said men. 100 men.
Have you seen?
Definitely ain't 100 Americans.
Sheena, it's gonna take the motherfucker that this and this. Have you seen those videos, motherfucker? This catches the fish and this shit cooks it. Have you seen them motherfuckers? They just do anything.
No.
Yeah, that's just like anything. This brush will catch a fish, and this fucking 5-hour energy thing will cook it. That's what these cats do. That's who's gonna beat the.
Right now,
that's who's gonna beat the gorilla. The motherfuckers that just make anything do anything. That's who it's gonna be.
My only point is this.
Y'all are
Shit.
funny.
Have you seen the motherfucker made a plastic bag as a hair device?
Look, 100 Vikings. Like it's gonna take somebody like the group on 300 to be able to have
They all
just
die.
against the gorilla. Some people that just don't
They
care.
dying too.
Yeah.
They dying too. They dying too.
But here's my
But
pushback,
they would
Gina.
have the better chance. They would have the better chance. I feel like Americans are like, oh, did you see him? Nah, bro, I'm out of this. I'm out. 100
Here's
single
my
mothers is
rebuttal,
nuts.
Gina. If 100 men can't do it, okay, cool. What's the number? Because at some point, there has to be a number that would defeat them. Because if we're using JB's argument, which is he's going to throw you, rip your face off, then it could be 1,000 men, and we still.
Oh, he tossing y'all left and right.
Hold on though. Why you keep raising the humans though? So let me add a gorilla
No,
then.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking at what point.
You keep adding people and shit. I'm gonna add 10 gorillas then.
You're asking what's the plateau?
I'm just asking what's the number then. Like if
There ain't no number. There ain't no number. Because once the gorilla calls his homies, now you're all fucked.
We're talking. You're switching the conversation, man.
Anyway, Sheena, we love you.
Gina, that
Appreciate
you.
This. We appreciate you joining. This is our journalistic card. When I put this on, it means I'm a journalist, and I actually everything's fact based. When I don't have it on, I can't speak about sports. Apparently, that's Smitty's. That's what Smitty said.
Y'all are insane.
We have you on to
Y'all are
talk
so funny.
actual sports, so appreciate it. Carolina,
Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome anytime you want to. If JB's not responding, just hit me up. I'll get you on. I run this show too, and then we'll see you July 4th on the yacht. Bring your son, and we'll go from there.
We'll put it. We'll put in with Ryan Clark and them. So we'll see you.
He would lose his mind. He'd be like, "Come get me."
We'll see you next
This
week.
is nonsense.
See you next
Bye,
week
y'all.
for a whole hour.
See you, Sheena.
Bye.
Oh, you clap it up for y'all for Sheena. Sheena quick.
8:47.
We probably ended the show early today.
I thought it was gonna end. I got to pee back. I didn't take
my
a break.
phone booming too right now. Let me see.
I didn't take a break. Hey, take a look at this though.
If I break, I ain't gonna come back.
Are you ready for this? 2.0.
Reports indicate that a new COVID-19 strand originating from China linked to a sharp surge in hospitalizations has now reached the United States, including New York City. I don't even care. I'm cool. My immune system's strong as hell. I'm just run around, I'm gonna sweat, work out, be all right.
So when they tell you, when the liberals tell you put a mask on, are you doing it?
If there is a shutdown, though, I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of cool in the shutdown. I was making money in the shutdown. Like I was working remote.
Stop.
We can do more shows if it's shut down.
Stop. No, homie. It's gonna. And then 4 years from now, you and I will be fucking.
No, homie. You're not thinking right. All those little YouTube shows blew up during the shutdown.
I get all that, but
McAfee blew up during the shutdown.
Yeah, I get it, but I can't be the guy that like. We're not doing 2.0 on me. I'm not putting a mask on. I never did, but I'm not doing none of that shit. Like this is ridiculous. So I
you thinking too micro right now. You ain't thinking macro, homie. I'm trying to get these dollars.
I just don't want to be shut down again. I mean, it's stupid. Like, it's stupid. And there's no way America, this was going to have the Civil War crack.
Go to Florida or Indiana.
Hey, I hope all the brothers and the whites and the Mexicans all now get together. And right now, there's a huge race issue going on in America because of social media and Ryan Clark. And then let's get together now. Let's make it all. Smitty, put your hand up. Let's get together now. Put your hand up, homie. Let's get together now. Let's get together now and fight the government when they do that. When they try to shut us down, homie. Let's go into Lowe's and with no mask and tell them, no, we're not putting a mask on Lowe's. We're not putting a mask on. I know you're the only store open on every day, but we're not putting a mask on. You didn't know this because you don't own a house, Smitty, but Lowe's was pop. Lowe's was like Club Med, homie. Lowe's was the most crackinest spot during COVID. Oh, there was something. I cracked so many bitches in Lowe's. Anyway, homie, Lowe's was cracking during the lockdown, homie. Real shit.
Lowe's was the spot, homie.
Yes. You know why? Everybody was just getting shit for the house. Like, I'm telling you, I was planting landscape. I built a side yard, put the RV park, I thought that was Gorgon, or not Gorgon. What's that bitch name? Gorlock.
Where?
That noise I just heard. I thought that was fucking Gorlock. You know that.
Top 5 places to go to find girls. Go.
Lowe's. Are we talking COVID?
Ah, damn. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Top 5 spots to go to find women during COVID. Go.
5, Target.
Okay.
4, Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
3, hospital.
Damn.
2, Home Depot. 1, Lowe's.
Now I'm gonna ask you another question. Top 5 spots to find women, regular everyday life, non-COVID.
5, Starbucks drive-through. 4. 4.
He answered that so fast, homie. He knew exactly where he was going to. That's how he knows the truth. Like he didn't think. Starbucks drive-through, like immediate.
The problem is they're all liberal.
All right, so all right, what's the rest? We need 4 more, please.
4, where am I at? 4?
5, yeah, 5 Starbucks drive-through. 4,
Ralph's.
It'd be some bad ones at Ralph's.
Especially the one by the boat. 3 is well, fuck, that died out, homie. See, that's the thing. See, this CV-19 shit fucked everything up, homie. 3 right now, currently now, without that, I said so. Starbucks drive-through, Ralph's. 3 would be
it's tough, homie.
Real estate offices, agents.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the real estate bitch is bad right now.
That's a different. That came out of left field. I ain't know.
Yeah. 2, I don't do the gym, so I can't comment on the gym. Yeah, I can't do it because I know it's all for videos. 2, 2, I would say 2, just the beach right now, and then 1, still because it still hasn't heated up here yet, but
yeah.
And then I would say 1 is 1 is.
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm gonna say right now, the dog park.
Hell no, homie.
Shit.
Shit.
I'll say I'll walk Ash, you walk Callie. We'll go over here real quick, homie.
Just walk around real quick with the dog.
You hold hold Callie, I'll hold Ash. We'll just walk around this thing real quick, and then after tell me.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh my god. Can I pet him? Can I pet him?
I'll walk with Sheena and Ash. You walk, and then we'll walk around. Or Leah, whatever. Huh?
No, you already too late. You already committed. So you got Sheena now. I guess Leah can walk with me, and then we go from there. So okay.
You committed them.
Huh?
You are committed. Anyway.
You know what's crazy though?
What?
Side note, because you mentioned that you can't say the gym because you don't go. You heard what Sheena said. She just came from the gym.
No, she didn't. She said she was working out.
There's a lot of Sheenas in the gym.
She don't go to the gym.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
She don't go to the gym. She don't go to the gym, no.
Leave it at that.
Anyway, let's end the story. I forgot to bring this up with Cisco. Damn it. But I want to bring this up with you. Show the CIF statement, Bailey, real quick. This is California natives in the room know what CIF is. Other states don't use CIF, but they all have governing bodies. The CIF values all of our student athletes, and we will continue to uphold our mission of providing students with the opportunity to belong, connect, and compete while complying with California law and education code. With this in mind, the CIF will be implementing a pilot entry process for the 2025 CIF State Track and Field Championships. Under the pilot entry process, any biological female student athlete who would have earned the next qualifying mark for one of their section's automatic qualifying entries in the CIF state meet and did not achieve that goal will now be extended an opportunity to participate. So let me break this down and give you the context. What we saw, Smitty and I broke down that dude that jumped fucking 38 feet, triple jump, because he was a dude against females, who won the first place award in the female event. Basically what CIF is doing here, which is another backhanded slap in all of our faces to understand something. They think that they're doing something and saying something to okay themselves. No, they're not. This is a backhanded slap. Basically what happens, Smitty, those girls that lost that competition to that dude and got eliminated from advancing to the state sectionals at a bigger level, now have been invited back. So basically they're saying, we know why you lost, because you played a guy. But we're going to allow the guy to still compete, but we're going to let you go and compete against him again.
Another opportunity.
At the state level. That's what CIF basically is saying in this letter right here. It's an absolute joke. The commissioners are fucking jokes. This is an absolute mockery. The parents of these individuals and the women, this is your opportunity. I'm sorry to say it. I hate it. I know it's tough for you guys because your females have made it. I get it, but you may have to pull the rug out. Pull the carpet out from underneath it, and don't let your female daughters compete in this state final. Just don't do it. If you all did it, women, ladies, if you all pulled your daughters out, fathers, where are you at? If you pull your daughter out of this state final, this guy will be there holding his literal dick in his hand by himself, looking like a female.
That's what he said.
Stand together in solidarity and say, fuck, enough is enough, dog. Because when are you going to say enough is enough, ladies? Seriously, don't compete. Don't let this guy show up and fucking face your daughters. I mean, goddamn. I mean, it's really, there is two genders, by the way. And shout out to the young boy who wore two genders. There are two genders t-shirt, and he got expelled, Smitty. And then he went to court and appealed it, and the court said, no, you're still expelled. That tells you what our higher courts are, homie. They're against Christianity, but they'll say they're Christian. And then they say on the other side, guess what? So are there three genders? Am I fucking confused, court? The higher courts, are there three genders now? Or 8 or 9? You fucking weirdos. Yes, Darnell?
I just want to get some clarity. You said if all the girls come together in solidarity and decide not to play, you said that the one person left will be standing there holding his what in his hand?
His literal dick in his hand.
Okay, I want to get some clarity on that.
He'll literally be holding his dick in his hand by himself. That's how fucking crazy it sounds, huh? It's crazy I said that without even thinking about that, but it's like, it's crazy that's literally, Smitty, do you realize what I said? And now you made me realize what I said, homie, and I didn't even mean to say it.
I know.
That tells you how fucking stupid we've become, and that's why that commercial needs to be aired on this show every day that we showed earlier. I'm retarded in the CIV. We have 1 million of us around here. I'm retarded, and I'm a real retard. We have a million retards in America, and this is the CRV, Community for Retards. ARC. Like, homie, that's real shit. We need to bring back bullying again, too. Fuck, man. This guy's holding his dick in his hand, sitting around holding. Smitty, this motherfucker's going to be sitting around waiting to do triple jump. Like, where the fucking girls at? Where are we? Who am I facing? Like, what's cracking, homie? Like, what are we talking about? Like, make that motherfucker hold his shit by himself. That's the problem, dog. All you mothers, please listen. White mothers too. I at the end of the day, I love you all. Don't let your girls play this boy. Don't. Make a stand. Do it now while you still can. And then afterwards, go to the WNBA game and support them. Yes, Smitty?
Final question, and we can close the show. Probably the most important question I've asked at least all day today.
Wait, what?
Final question.
This is the most important ever?
I'm not going to say ever, but at least this week. Probably the most important question I've asked. So really take the time before you answer this. Life on the line. Got to make a pick. Who you going with? Sheena or Leah?
True Time Thursday. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
This the real JB. You better find the skin real quick.